am here. Indeed. Surprise! You thought this stream was never going to happen because A, I never stream anymore, and B, I was only 30 minutes late. But you see, I kept my promises. So here I am. Hello. I haven't streamed in so long. This feels so weird. I haven't done a solo stream in so long. So pardon me if this is awkward. I've only been doing the creative block for like months. So, yes, if this is not very professional, then my apologies, but I will do my best. Hello, chat. Hi. Thanks for being here. First of all, oh, she doesn't know what to do with her hands. I never do. I talk with my hands. I'm quite animated. I think I toned it down for a while, but you know, now my awkwardness is back, so I'm gonna keep talking with my hands. Yes, first order of business. Thank you for being here, everybody. Hello, chat. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad that people haven't completely forgotten about me and people are still watching, so thank you for being here. I'm very glad. Today, besides from just chatting to you guys and catching up for a bit, I thought I would start talking about my progress on Fiendish 3 because I'm going to be launching it this month, July, towards the end of the month. I'm going to Florida SuperCon in Miami in like a little over 2 weeks. Oh my gosh, it's already July. Time flies. Holy crap. But after Florida SuperCon is when I'm planning to launch Fiendish 3. So I finally am narrowing down the launch. I have a few pages to finish and I might have to rush my colors to finish and he's going to be mad at me, but I will do what I can. I've gotten a lot of work done on it already. I want to have some extra pages ready for the trailer. And I want to have a whole like 14 page preview finished and lettered for you guys to read. And I have one more cover to finish. So actually that cover is pretty important. So I should probably get on that. But yeah. So a lot to do in like 3 weeks time. Holy crap. We'll see if I can figure this out. Let's see how fast I can draw. TC says Fiendish 1.5 is a myth. Well, Fiendish 1.5 is one of those things where I debated doing it. I thought of a story and wrote it out, planned on doing it, but I just wasn't feeling it. Then I realized that it wasn't a story that really had a meaning, right? I felt like at the end of it, after I scripted it out, I was writing it just because for the sake of having a 1.5. So I'm not going to do a story and commit the time and effort and give you guys a product that I don't think is really worth it. But I do have other 0.5 stories. I don't know if I've mentioned I mentioned to the artist that I might have draw this side story. I have something similar to 2.5 in my head. It's not super well fleshed out, but it's another character backstory. It's an Octo backstory. If you guys have read Fiendish 2.5, you'll know who that is. I'm not gonna disclose more than that, but that's kind of simmering in my head. Right now I'm focused on Fiendish 3. The funny thing is, so I was in Taiwan for like a month, right? I did Osaka Comic-Con, then I just was in Taiwan for a month visiting family. And what happened was I was planning on working on pages there, but what happened was when the inspiration for doing thumbnails and scripting strikes, you have to take it. It's lightning in a bottle. You can't let those layouts in your mind slip away. So for like 2 weeks straight, I was just thumbnailing. I was in the zone, bro. I was really into it, but as a result, I didn't really get pages done, which is also really great. But which is not great, but on the plus side, I have a lot of thumbnails. I basically thumbnailed out the rest of the entire next book. And what's funny is, if you guys have been following Fiendish for a while, so Fiendish 3 was supposed to be the story all the way to Dorvo and to like the end of Dorvo, right? But I split it because I was thumbnailing out Fiendish 3 and I was like, I'm already at 60 pages. I can't fit this into one book unless I just really rush it and do a 100-page book. So I decided to split this last book, this last part of the first arc. The first arc is chapter 1. The story starts in Alstad with Casimir encountering the demon until whatever happens in Dorvo and to the end of that. And I already split that last book into 2. So what happened was split the books again. So now we're gonna have 3 books. So now we're not gonna reach the end of Dorvo until Fiendish 5, which is, I mean, trust me though, there's definitely enough story material, because what I was worried about was I felt like Fiendish 1 was really condensed, and I've been decompressed. So Fiendish 2, I tried to condense the storytelling a little bit, and Fiendish 3 definitely, I think you'll tell the difference. There's so much storytelling material. There's so much happening in Fiendish 3. There's at least 2 big reveals, one early on, one midpoint, and then the book ends on a cliffhanger in the middle of a fight scene. So there's a lot that's revealed, a lot of what the fuck moments, and this is when I want to start hitting people with, well, this is how this book is different than other fantasy books, but you will see. I will not elaborate. But yeah, so much happens, and I thought I could get through all the things that I wanted to happen in my head in like another book. But no, lo and behold, no. Fiendish now 4 and 5, which is the rest of the first arc, is I've expanded the amount of books, but it's just as dense. There's so much happening, and I need the pages. Trust me, I am not stretching this out on purpose at all. I need the pages. So, anyways, that's what's happening. But the good news is I have basically all of Fiendish 4 thumbnailed out. So once I'm done with drawing Fiendish 3, I'm just going to jump right into that, and everything's going to just flow right over. And I'm so fucking excited. Oh, there's so much going on. There's so much going on. The character development, and there's I want to reveal everything, but I can't. There is a dream scene that I'm really looking forward to drawing. I think Bancroft would be happy to hear that. That's all I'm going to say. But I'm really freaking proud of this. That's going to be in book 4. Okay, anyways, enough spoiling everything. What about Fiendish 17? Well, right now the plan is to have 12 books, but who knows with how this has been going. It's one of those things where I blocked out what I know the end point of the story, right? And I kind of cut it up into sections. This is what I want to happen in the first arc. There's 3 arcs. So what I want to happen in first arc, second arc, third arc. And then within those arcs, I chop it up. And I thought, okay, I could do them in about 3 books per arc. But now the first arc is 5 books. And the second arc, I feel like it's going to be 3 books. But who knows? The last arc, I've always allowed myself more space because I think the big finale is definitely going to need more space, right? So who knows? I'm trying to not go over like freaking 15 books because I want to finish in my dang lifetime. But yeah. So the point is, now you know how George R. R. Martin feels. Well, the thing is, that's true. I do understand. Well, I can't say exactly how he feels. The idea, I think, with something like A Song of Ice and Fire, the issue is more there's just so much of the world and so many connections and so many other characters that are relevant to the story that can be explored. It's really hard to rein in, but he's so good at writing all of them, and I want to read about all of them, but also the story has to finish at some point, and I wouldn't be able to tie it all together, but he is a better writer than me. Maybe he can, but it's so complex. With Fiendish, I'm very determined to focus on just several core characters, so I'm not branching off. If I branch off at all, it'll be a side story that I'm not even drawing, like a 0.5 story, right? That's the point of the 0.5 stories. The 0.5 stories are to stop me from gardenering, from being a gardener writer. I want to be focused and structured, but sometimes with sequential art, when you actually storyboard out and do the layouts for this the script from the script, which I don't really, I do a pro script, but anyways, it you just need more space. You never know. You never know. Lieutenant Hughes, member for 38 months. Thank you so much. Lieutenant Hughes says this series ain't stopping at no darn 12 bucks. Probably not. Probably not. I apologize. Though I don't know, maybe you guys are happy about it. I'm gonna be the one that's suffering as I have to draw more, but you guys get more books. JW Learning says keep it simple. It's relatively simple is the thing. I don't think I'm making a very complex story. The thing though is there's like the best way for me to describe what's taking up all the space is I'm even kind of condensing fight scenes, because I realized with book one, what really stretched out the book and what made it feel super decompressed was the long fight scene. So the fight scenes that I'm doing right now are honestly kind of super compressed. I'm not dragging them out. It's all about the character development, but some aspects of character development, I need to show it, right? That's the main problem right now. So I think I'm hoping that this won't be a constant problem. Like every book I reach from now on, I just expand it and I have to split it into 2 books or 3 books. I'm hoping that it's just right now I underestimated how much material I had to play with in Dorvo and how much character development needed to happen, because let me tell you guys, I also sped up the character development a lot because I realized you guys have been reading Fiendish for 3 books already, including 2.5. And by book 3 and book 4, shouldn't you guys want the characters to change a lot? Or my original plan was to have them stay relatively the same, have small increments of character development. But as I was thumbnailing book 3 and 4, I realized I need to push them way further. So all that development and all the scenes that need to happen with both their abilities increase and the sort of moral conundrums and moral development, those kinds of development, I need scenes for that to happen. So I'm speeding up the progress for the characters, and that's why this first arc turned out to be more books than I had planned. So hopefully, I think that's a good thing. I feel like that way when you guys are reading it, your time investment feels like it's more worth it. And yeah, so I think hopefully this is a first arc problem. Thank you very much for being a member. Thank you. I'm already able to talk about my book. Well, yes, that is what I'm here to do after all. Also, pinned link. Remember to sign up for Fiendish 3. Dun, 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 sign up. Oh, all right, really quick, before I get sidetracked talking more, I will pull this up. I have a bunch of things pulled up, but I don't even know if I'm going to get to all of them. I have Heroes Con photos. I know we did a post Heroes Con creative block stream, but I have photos pulled up. If you guys missed that, I want to talk about that. Heroes Con was awesome, amazing, my favorite show ever. It's such a good show, and this was such a good year. This was such a good year. It was amazing. I had a great time. Thank you to everybody who came out. Great sales, great fun. Very, very grateful. Also, I had a lot of fun doing commissions. I forgot to take pre-commissions, so I was scrambling and drawing the whole time. But still, I had a lot of fun. And I'm very happy with how it went. So I also have pictures from Osaka Comic Con, and I have a bunch of artwork. I want to talk about there's a new release for Fiendish already that's in the Global Comics GC Tunes vertical format. So it's like a mobile reading format. I want to talk about that at some point. just a rundown of what I want to cover. Let's see how much I actually get to. But for now, I want to actually pull up this sign up. Present. Yay! Here you go! Fiendish 3! Fiendish Chapter 3, sign up now with exclusive trading card. Alex BRB says, I forgot it's live. No, I remember this is live. I know, I'm self-aware. Comics Legend says, when you finish Fiendish, do you have other worlds that you want to create outside of Fiendish? Ooh, let me star this and I will answer it in just a minute. Bresky the Great says, this is Reni's Elf Quest. It's a life's work. Oh, funny you say that because, hold on. Guess what I got at Heroes Con and who I got to sign it? Behold, these are the new editions of ElfQuest, and they are signed copies. Beautiful, so beautiful, and they are all color. Oh my, lovely. I'm so proud of these. These are so beautiful. I'm gonna really enjoy reading it. Yeah, all color, all wonderful. 2 of these, so very excited. But yes, yeah, it was cool to talk to Wendy and Richard too, because they gave really good advice. I met Wendy at Heroes last year, but it was right at the end, and I gave her a copy of Fiendish, and basically there was no time to talk, and I felt stupid for waiting until the end to introduce myself, because I was shy, and it actually didn't, I didn't realize she was there, and I was like, oh no, Wendy PD is here, I need to give her Fiendish and talk to her. But this year I went back, and she actually remembered me. Oh my gosh. But she gave some really good advice as a creator. She talked about things like basically don't get wound up or don't get hung up on what other people think, because I ask about receiving criticism or feedback and what happens when other people have a lot of opinions on your creation, or whether how much you should take into consideration the viewpoints or preferences of other people when you're making your book. And she basically was like, none, just do whatever you want. And I was like, that's great. That was actually really great to hear. My gosh, this is so freeing and invigorating. So it was great talking to them. They were very nice, and I'm very grateful. So anyways, right, I was talking about the sign up. Right. The sign up, I want to remind everybody, this is the only way you can get the trading card for book 3, the exclusive trading card, which is a Friggy trading card, Friggy the Master Shaman, that was introduced in Fiendish 2.5. So I want to clarify, and I sent out an email blast, so if you guys are on the email list, then you would have gotten that news already. But I want to remind everyone, if you signed up on the fiendish.com website, that's for the general email updates, and you'll be updated on the progress of the book and on launches and new products and stuff like that. But this sign up is specifically for Indiegogo, and the trading card is an Indiegogo exclusive. I have an exclusive trading card because Indiegogo is launching first, so that trading card will only be available through a secret perk if you sign up through this sign up right here. So if you haven't signed up here and you want an exclusive trading card complete with Pathfinder stats, as usual, all my Fiendish trading cards, I plan on having Pathfinder stats on them on the back, so you can play them play my characters and monsters and creatures and use my magical items from Fiendish in Pathfinder or D&D. They're all D&D compatible as well. Then if you would like one of those for free, then you'll have to sign up right here. And I'll pull up the trading card in just a second. I should have that pulled up already. Where did I put that? Oh my gosh. Beep. Let's see. There we go. All right. There. Oh, Maromi, member for 41 months. Thank you very much. Maromi says, "Ni tai bala." Oh, thank you very much. That means you. How do I translate that? That means you are excellent. I guess that's one way to translate it. Thank you. That's much appreciated, and thank you for being a member. Let me catch up on chat a little bit. Oh my gosh, chat is going too fast. What do I do? Billy Paramax is the fight scenes build character within themselves. That's true. If you do them right. If you do fight scenes correctly and it's character development is happening in the fight scenes, right? It's not just action for action's sake. All right. Let me get this training card pulled up. There you go. It's obviously not colored yet. Those are just color holds. I'm going to color it. The way I've been doing all the Fiendish trading cards are AC, she's an artist on Shadow Rose, an old friend from art school. She's been doing all the Fiendish trading cards from the start. So I'm hoping to have her on all of them and have her return to do all the trading cards because her art is excellent and I color them. So I have yet to color it. But anyways, this is the freebie trading card. And I think it's beautiful. So if you would like this, then sign up for the Fiendish 3 sign up page on Indiegogo. Okay, I will put this in the back for now, and I will return to that later. Okay. Catching up. Introducing powerful or significant characters is a good place to take it slow. Yes, that is that's another thing that definitely is now part of the reason why I'm splitting up the books, because the thing is I can condense the next few books of Fiendish into just one big book, or 3, 4, and 5 into 2 books, but it would be so much. You don't have space to breathe as a reader, and I think that there's a certain golden ratio isn't the word, but there's a certain perfect balance, like a Goldilocks zone. There you go. That's the word. Goldilocks zone of pacing where something is always happening on every page, but also the reader doesn't feel overwhelmed. And I don't want to risk the reader feeling overwhelmed, but there are some powerful new characters being introduced in the next few books, and that is part of the reason I want to take it slow and let the readers really absorb what's happening. Yes. I like shonen battle manga, so I like long battle scenes. Oh, that's good. Yeah, shonen manga battles are ridiculous. I don't think I want to. That's not the kind of book Fiendish is, right? Like if I want to make something really shonen-ish, Fiendish isn't really shonen, but I know what you mean. Snarky says, Snarky was a member for 38 months. Thank you so much. Snarky says, I have a free chat to use. Hello. Hi. Thank you for being a member and for being here. Yay. Thank you. Let's see. Alex making Pathfinder references. Jose says, hello, Jose. Jose says, bring back the black and white versions for Fiendish 3. Yeah, I have... What should I talk about next? I guess let's just stay on the campaigns. Because I've been thinking a lot about not just Fiendish 3, but future campaigns and doing a lot of planning. And right now, and I can bounce some ideas off of you guys and see what you guys think. Right now, my plan is to have also Friendish 3. Yes, Friendish 3 is my next book. I want to do an oversized edition of Fiendish, but I'm considering holding off on that until the end of the first arc. So right now I'm thinking of having a Fiendish 3 campaign with variant. We'll have variant covers and all that, and I'm going to there's already the cover that's been revealed, which is this one. That cover. That's the main campaign exclusive cover. And then I'm going to have a black and white cover as usual, like all the other campaigns. That's a 24-hour exclusive. And then I'm going to have a third cover. I'm thinking of offering the permanent cover on the campaign this time. That's what I have planned right now. But no black and white version. I'm thinking of saving the full black and white version for after there's a few books in, and I could just make one big tome of the whole first arc, artist edition, just the inks real big. That's what I'm thinking of now. I feel like that's more worth it, as opposed to, well, every book I do a black and white edition. It's like, well, there's a color version campaign and a black and white edition campaign. I mean, I don't know what's wrong with me. I guess I don't like money, but it's just in my head that feels more. I'm more concerned with as opposed to just having as many campaigns as possible. I'm concerned with the series presentation, and that feels more right to me. But I don't know. Tell me what you guys think. Tell me what you guys think. Alex VRB pulled up a link for Wrecked, A Cruel Beginning by Down Goes Solo. Yes, everyone go check this out now. If you like dark fantasy, and if you like stuff like Fiendish and hot women who wield, she doesn't wield a sword, what she spears, hot and deadly women who wield spears and fight monsters, then you should back this book. I did a cover for it. It's a really good cover, so everybody should go check it out. Thank you for the link, Alex. Much appreciated. Jon Snow does his Fiendish IV. What's that? Is that for The Voyage Home? That's not the title. The title is really cool, but it's not that one. Continue. Yes, Fiendish 8, 9. What is that? I don't read Roman numerals. Oh my gosh. Okay. Anyways, I need to catch up on the chat. You guys are typing too much. What do I do? Snarky says, Pear asked if ElfQuest was legit. Yes. Shame on Pear. Come on. Of course ElfQuest is legit. How can you have not heard of ElfQuest before? Okay. I'm going to scroll down and catch up on the chat. It's too much. Thank you for the link. Thank you. Yes. Yes. Wendy was very kind to chat with me. I very much appreciate it. There are two types of people in the world. Those that will build up and those that want to see you utterly destroyed. There are more of the latter. I don't know. I think if there were more of the latter, we wouldn't have civilization, right? I think there are more people that will build up, but the people who take joy in utter destruction, they're just really loud. But nah. If people didn't lean towards building and supporting, then we wouldn't have humanity. So I still believe in the goodness of people. Jake says, can we get to 500 signups before the launch? For Carnal the Barbarian? Let's do that. If that can happen for the Kickstarter, which, by the way, the Kickstarter signups just went live today. So if let's get to 500 signups for Jake's Carnal the Barbarian Kickstarter. That would be awesome. Everyone go check that out. Carnal the Barbarian on Kickstarter with a new cover by Kyon Aoki. It looks amazing. It's TNA everywhere. You guys are gonna love it. It's so beautiful. Go check it out right now and sign up because you're not gonna want to miss this. And I know that Jake's also offering goodies for people that back both Indiegogo and Kickstarter. There's something called Twin Snake. So if you back both, you get a bunch of free stuff, and he's gonna treat you right. He's gonna treat you right. So go sign up. Even if you back the Indiegogo, you're gonna want to back the Kickstarter and get that cover. It'll be worth it. All right. Sorry if I missed anybody because there's just the chat's going really fast. So I apologize. I'm not ignoring you if I miss you. If I don't pull your chat up, it's just because there's a lot of catch up on. I keep yapping and I keep not looking at chat, so I'm still way behind. Bancroft asks, what are Pathfinder stats? Pathfinder stats are the ability scores for characters and creatures that are used to play Pathfinder, which is a tabletop game. Pathfinder is a spin-off of D&D. It's like it split off from D&D after the third edition because the creators of Pathfinder essentially disagreed on how the game should be structured. So it's kind of 3.5 edition D&D is how it's colloquially called, but it's become its own world. The game mechanics are very similar, but the world and the specifics of how it works is different. Pathfinder is crunchy, which means there's a lot of math. And if you like math and you like suffering, but you also like detailed world building, then Pathfinder is for you. So yeah. Let me get one of the trading cards and show you guys. Done that. Here you go. Okay. Here, this is the Casimir trading card from book 1. My light is way too bright. But here on the back are his stats. And this is like a mini character sheet. So I know not only have all his, this is strength, dex, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, charisma. It's like an RPG video game, but you have to do all the calculations yourself. I know this sounds insane, and you as normal people, if you're a normal person who doesn't play Pathfinder, and you might be asking yourself, why would I enjoy playing a game with more steps and with math involved instead of just playing a darn video game? And the answer is, I don't know. I'm a little nuts. But yes, this is what the back of the cards look like. And there's some other stats. There's like armor class and a fortitude save, or reflex save, will save, all these kind of stuff. But he's only like level 3 right now, so not really great stats. But you have like the character class and everything, and then special abilities. And the thing is, if you read closely, there are sometimes special abilities will be revealed in these cards. So I've already hidden some secret things in the back of the cards that have been released. And so far, these cards are only available as like stretch goals for Fiendish campaigns. I am thinking of offering packs of them on the store at some point, but right now, these are all stretch goal items for the campaigns, and I want to keep it that way. I like consistency in my campaigns. I like building consistency. So if you back one Fiendish campaign, you know exactly what to expect in the next campaign. You know, every book is different. I change some things up, but stretch goals, trading cards, the 24-hour black and white cover, stuff like that, it'll always be the same. So there you go. Hope that answered that question. I'm just scrolling down. Oh my god, so behind. Yeah, sub to Brandon and Phil's channel for more of that bonk-friendly Zaid Comics content. Yes, everyone subscribe to the Zaid Bros. They do lots of streams as well and promo shows. Very good. Freaky smoking that magic grass. Yes. I am excited to introduce Freaky. Yeah, she's you don't see super much of her in 2.5, but you'll see more of her in Fiendish 3. And she's one of those characters where she'll be dipping in and out of the story, and there's much more to her than meets the eye. Dan Plago is here! Hello! Hi! How are you doing, Dan? Hello, it's been a while. Welcome to the chat. And I hope you are hanging in there. He's a monster. Hello. Hi. Let me continue. Andy Contreras. Hello. Reedy Hill chat. Hi. Can't wait for book 3. Thank you very much. Andy says I did not read 2.5, but I just ordered it 3 days ago. Awesome. Yes. I have some store orders to ship out, but yes. Thank you very much. You can get Fiendish 1, 2, and 2.5 on the store at fiendishcomic.com if you've missed out. And also, you can also read all of, it's Fiendish 1 that's being released on Global Comics on the GC Tunes verticals, but you can also read digital versions of 1.2 and 2.5 in regular non-vertical format on Global Comics. So you guys can go there or order the books from the website. So check it out. I am doing my best to make the comic available to as many people in as many formats as possible, including Japanese versions and Spanish versions. Listen, it is not hard to read Fiendish. It is everywhere. I'm trying my best to just blast it out and make it as easy as possible because I want to get the book out there. Thank you very much, Andy. Your support means a lot, and I hope you enjoy the books. He says Fiendish isn't shonen. No, it's not. It's definitely not. I mean, for one, it's too mature to be shonen, thematically, but it's just it doesn't have the shonen tropes, right? It's it's when I say it's fantasy mystery, it is that. It has tropes of fantasy and it has tropes of mystery stories, and that's why I describe it that way. Talk about Warhammer Quest. I don't play Warhammer, and the reason I don't play Warhammer is because I feel like with how obsessive I already get playing Pathfinder, I've had to rip myself away from the game for the last few months just to get work done. Also traveling, but to get work done and go to conventions and get Fiendish 3 on the way. Yes, I get really into my hobbies. So if I get into Warhammer, I will have no life and no drawing will happen. So I am not getting into that. The figurines look cool though. Oh my gosh. I want to paint every time I see a Warhammer figurine, I want to paint those so bad. Those look so amazing. It does look like a lot of fun. Oh, it looks like so much fun. Ooh. Tim Olson says sounds like a children's book, Fiendish. Oh, I'm way behind. I'm not sure what that is. But yeah. Okay. Children's the first arc, the oversized books. No. It just let's see. I know that Cordrath did that, and I don't have the books with me right now, but the I think what was it? Vertigo did artist editions, and that's their copyrighted term for the oversized books. But basically, it's books that are the size of the actual art, so 11 by 17. I have one of Klaus. If you guys remember Klaus, the book, like a muscle Santa Claus that came out several years ago, and I have a artist edition of that. So it looks like you're holding a book of the original art pages, and it's this huge thing printed on kind of textured paper. It's kind of cool. So I'm thinking of doing that, but compiling it when I'm done with the first arc. Yeah. Oh, was I pinwheeling? Oh no. Aw. I hope it didn't totally fuck up and drop out. It's a little stormy here right now. The weather isn't great, so I do apologize if there are any technical difficulties. Yeah. Alex asks, leather bound. That would be nice. Yeah, that would be nice. Well, the compiled. I also want to do leather bound editions of the arcs at the end of each arc. So at the end of each arc, I think because those are the big stopping points for the story, I want to do collected editions of the full arc, and I don't know if I'll be able to afford it. But in my head, my dream is to have beautiful leather-bound books for all the arcs of Fiendish, and they're going to be beautiful and amazing and embossed just like the Berserk leather-bound books, and it'll be so lovely and gorgeous. But yeah, I already have designs in my head. I have them, not in my head. I've sketched them out. We'll see. We'll see how much I can actually dish out to make that happen. But yeah, leather-bound collected editions someday in the future, hopefully, please, oh please, and oversized artist editions at the end of each story arc. That's my plan. Yep. Okay. Thank you again for the links. Fiendish and the Cell Berserk Deluxe leatherbound. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. A collected tome campaign where you offer the first arc in different forms could be good. Mini manga, big art edition, hardback. Listen, you guys, you see this? Jake has all the ideas. Jake has all the ideas. You don't understand how much he's just been dropping ideas in chat silently for years. But this is a good idea. This is a good idea. Yes. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do a separate artist edition, or maybe not. Maybe it'll just be at the end of the first arc. So when I'm done with the first, now 5 books of Fiendish, I'll have one campaign for all the collected editions, and you can get it in leather bound, altogether leather bound and in color, or you can get a big oversized edition, or you can get little manga editions. We'll see. I think that's a good idea too. Listen, running campaigns is tiring, so that's also why I just don't run that many campaigns. Like, I think, man, I don't know how some people can manage to run, oh, there's a new campaign for just one new cover. It's like the same book, but there's a new cover. Okay, there's a new campaign for, I just don't know how people have the energy. I'm impressed. Even like a trading card campaign for Bancroft, which that went really well. So congratulations, that looks awesome. But I think that's a great idea, but I just don't have the energy to run that many dang campaigns. My gosh, I just want to do like as few campaigns as possible. It's just, okay, these are the books, and I'll add on any cool knickknacks to the book campaigns, and that's it. Apparently I don't like money. I don't know. My ancestors frown upon me for not liking money enough. Black and white artist edition is a good idea? Definitely. I definitely want to do that. I mean, my inks are so detailed for a reason. I'm expecting to do an artist edition and publish just the inks at some point in the future in a larger format, right? That's why I make sure my inks don't look like complete shit. It's meant to be printed nice and big on their own. So that is something that I am planning on happening. I can read Weeb, but not Roman numerals. Oh, I've been discovered. Oh, oh no, you guys all know my secret. Let's see. All right. Thanos was right? Oh my. Oh my. Links for Cardinal the Barbarian. Raw entry. On Kickstarter by Jake. Check it out, everybody. That is the sign up for Jake's Kickstarter. So go there and sign up right now. You're not gonna want to miss. You're not gonna want to miss out. You know what? Let me pull up this cover. Let me just pull it up. It's on Twitter, right? Jake must have put. Did you post it on Twitter? It must be on Twitter. Let's see. Let us go find this. Let's do some promotion. Let's share some art. Sharing art is always good. Sharing art is always good. That's one of the most fun things to do on stream. So this cover is absolutely amazing. Man, this artist, now I want to hire him too. Holy crap. Let's see. Let me copy it over. Be patient with me. Be patient with me. I'm slow. And open this up. All right, and now I can share it. Stop that screen. Share screen. Oh, all right, there you go. Behold. There, look at that. Look at that! How good does that look? Amazing. So you guys want that cover for Cardinal the Barbarian. That's going to be the Kickstarter exclusive cover, and you better go sign up right now. That'll be launching soon, all right? Now I'm 3 hours behind. Wait, are people mad at Mike for asking about Pathfinder? Listen, this is channel lore. You should know that if you ask me about Pathfinder, I'm going to delay everything, put everything on hold for at least 30 minutes to talk about Pathfinder. Okay. Used to play a tabletop RPG called Rollmaster. Talk about intricate. Oh, that's actually kind of a cool name. Was it super intricate? Pathfinder. Okay, what I mean by Pathfinder is more. It's really crunchy and immersive. It's like I play D&D 5e, and it's actually relaxing to play because I basically don't have to do anything. Like you can this is getting it. If this is too nerdy, let me know and I'll stop. But basically, in Pathfinder 5e, you can move on your turn and hit, and then you can keep moving. It doesn't matter how much you move before or after, as long as it all totals up to a certain amount of movement. But in Pathfinder, you can only move once and hit once. So it's more complicated than that, but that's basically it. But what I'm saying is you need to take special feats to be able to move, hit, and then move in Pathfinder. And the rules around movement are super complicated. When you're talking about environments, you have to take into account fog and visibility and all kinds of crazy stuff that I've never had to do when playing 5e, when playing D&D. It feels realistic. Like when you're walking on certain kinds of terrain, the effects on your characters are different. Okay, I will stop. I will stop now. But anyhow, I warned you guys. Don't get me talking about Pathfinder. Okay. Emil says this whole stream is insane. Yes, only a little bit. Okay. Right. Stop bending it. Oh, the card. It's okay. It's a bunch I have left over. I don't even know what to do with these. It's very sturdy. Nothing to worry about. I will stop myself. Must stop myself from talking more about tabletop games. Oh, Rob, hello. Hi. Anyways, okay. So, Cardinal the Barbarian Kickstarter sign up live right now. Everybody go there and sign up. If someone can drop the link to that in chat, that would be much appreciated. Thank you very much. Beautiful art, TNA. You want this cover right now. All right. Rob for Australian too. Thank you very much. Rob asks, what is your favorite piece of art from Fiendish? That is a good question. And I don't think I've ever thought of that because there's a lot of art that I've done for Fiendish. Would it be cheating if I just said my whole sketchbook, like my whole Fiendish sketchbook? I think that's cheating. Usually, of course, I usually favor the more recent things I've done. Right now, I have several favorites. I'm very, very proud of, let's see. Let me go to, where is that file? The Japanese cover for Fiendish 2. And I did a video of that. I've shown it before, but let me pull it up again because I'm very proud of it and it looks great. Let's see. Yeah, that cover, Yomi, kind of like sitting in fire. That one is definitely something I'm proud of. Here you go. Yeah, this one, I am super proud of it. Partially because it's just a concept that I had for a long time. It was originally going to be the permanent cover for just the English edition of Fiendish 2, but for certain reasons it didn't happen. I think someone said that the cover should feature something that actually happens in the books, and obviously this doesn't happen in the books. Yomi doesn't actually burn on a funeral pyre. It's more of a symbolic cover, right? But in my head, I've always wanted to draw this metaphorical scene. So, like I did a color sketch. Jay colored it, but I did a color sketch because I was like, I can see the colors. Yomi's going to be super purple and just surrounded by yellow, and it's going to contrast really well. And it came out great. So Jake did a great job on the colors. I really enjoyed drawing it. That's one of my favorite pieces, but this as well. This is the campaign cover, the main campaign cover for Fiendish 3. I've just been realizing how versatile this piece is because I've been making banners and ad blocks for it, and I'm proud of it, not just because I think it looks pretty good. I think I did pretty good. I color this one as well, and it's probably the first time I actually colored something within a not completely unreasonable time frame, and I was happy with it. But yes, I think the colors turned out decently because I actually had a plan this time, and it's I also structured it in a way where I can use it for a banner, so it's my new convention banner, and it's very multi-purpose. It's meant to be a multi-purpose piece of art, but also I was just excited to draw Cosmere and Ragna fighting together on a cover. It's one of those things where the story's been, let me zoom in a bit, the story's been building up to for a bit, and to draw them together and see them fighting back to back is something really cool, and I've wanted to do for a long time. So I was super excited drawing this. It is a physical art piece. I have it. Hold on. It is real. Behold. It is actually a. Let me scroll down. Okay, I want to make sure I'm not. I'm going to miss, so I apologize if I'm missing any chats, but yes, here. Okay. It is an original art piece. Here you go. Behold. But I'm actually not selling it because that's how happy I am with it. I'm holding on to it because I love this cover. It is all mine. Nobody else gets it. I'm going to be selling original art with the Fiendish 3 campaign. It'll be kind of split between. I'll have some available on the Indiegogo, and I think I'll kind of rip off what Pear's been doing and run another campaign and a Kickstarter maybe for just the original art at some point. But anyways, I will be selling original art for Fiendish 3. But I'm not selling this because it's mine and I'm never letting it go because I love it. But yes, I guess that answers it. Unless the sketchbook counts as a piece of art. And also the page I'm working on a spread. It's right over there. It's so awesome. It's epic. I'm so happy with it. But I can't show it. The thing is, I can't show it because there's a character reveal. But the thing is, this character will probably be in the trailer. But I don't want to reveal it right now. There's a new antagonist reveal. And it's great. It's a beautiful spread. This new antagonist looks so cool, but I can't show you guys now. But yes, there's another spread I'm working on right now that I really, really like. Okay. Scrolling. Jake posted on Twitter. Yes. Okay, thank you. Oh my god, I'm so behind. Down. Keely Chow, what's up? Hello. Geekhouse is letter cut. No, I need to stop myself. Otherwise, nothing's ever going to get done. Oh my gosh. You just delayed us right now 30 minutes. No. Jolly 12. No, we're never gonna get through the stream. Oh my gosh. Okay. What class and race are you in Pathfinder? I play multiple characters because our campaign is crazy. And namely, we don't have a campaign. Our group had like multiple campaigns all in the same group, but it's all in the same world and in the same continuity. So we jump from one city and we'd have one campaign going on in one city, then out in the boonies in another continent we'd have another campaign going on. And I don't know why I know why we're doing that. It's because the DM wanted to train up another group of characters and have all the groups come together in the end for a finale and to form one group. But that's also why the game's been going on for like 7 years, and we've never been able to reach that point where everybody's characters from all the various campaigns actually come together. We can't get to that point. It's been so long. But anyway, so my the first character I built was a ranger, which is why, I mean, is it any surprise that I cast ranger? Look at Fiendish. This is not a surprise, is it? A ranger, he's I don't want to say the race because someone in my game group might be watching and no one's figured out what race he is yet, but he's not human, but he looks human. And a lot of people think he's Aasimar, but he's not Aasimar. But yes, it's very cool. I've enjoyed keeping this completely secret, and nobody has been able to figure out what race he is, besides from the DM and his wife. so yeah. If anyone in my game group is watching, enjoy that mystery. But see, I have a gingerbread man Titan Mauler, which is like a tiny gingerbread man who wields a baking mallet as a earthbreaker, and his sleeping bag is a baking mitten, like baking glove. And anyways, everything around him is themed as baking items, and he's a construct, so he can't rage. But I found a specific class of barbarian where you can take potions to rage, and so his potions are little gummies, so everything is candy and baking themed. I love that character. That's another one of my characters. But yeah, then I have a Trixie Ranger as well. Again, I really like Rangers. A bunch of other characters. I have like a swashbuckler, half elf. I have a whatchamacallit. I did a campaign on, we played a short campaign on YouTube forever ago. I had a druid on that one. So if you guys have been watching the channel for like, I don't know, 5 years, you might have remember that back when I had 0 subscribers, and I didn't even know. I don't think those streams are even. I have a playlist somewhere, but I don't have them. I have them unlisted just because I'm like, this has nothing to do with comics, but it was fun. So I had a druid on that campaign. Right. I'm not going to keep going on because it's going to take too long, but that's generally what I play in Pathfinder. 5e is more forgiving, but every character feels the same. I would kind of agree. I like how in Pathfinder there's so many archetypes, and you can make every character in every class feel completely different. 5e is, it's a good introductory game to tabletops, but if you want to really feel the full potential of tabletops, play something like Pathfinder. Okay, moving on. JW asked, let me put this down so I don't like drop it or something, because that would not be good. Let's not fuck up original art on stream. Okay. JW says, do you think drawing with a clear line style like Hergé and Jeff Darrow is not ideal for a black and white book? Would it be more difficult to read without spotting blacks? I don't think so. I think you can draw with a clear line style and it would still look good for a black and white book, but with a clear line style. Okay, because I was about to mention spotting blacks, but you just said difficult to read without spotting blacks. Yes, a book like Tintin and like Jeff Darrow's work. I mean, Jeff Darrow kind of makes up for it with hatching and detail, right? But with some artwork is made for color, and I would say Hergé's work is made for color, and I don't know. I feel like if I were to make art that was clear line and made for color, I wouldn't be able to also make it and without spotting blacks. I don't think it would look good just as inks, right? But yeah, that's why in Fiendish I am adding a lot of gradient. I add a lot of grays into the inks, whether now that I'm drawing traditionally, not in the actual traditional pages, but I add some grays in the inks digitally. It's a whole weird process, but it works out quite well. And in Fiendish 1 and 2, if you guys have seen the inked pages, the inks only pages, there's a lot of gray built into it before there's even colors. And it's because I want the inks to look good on their own. I think that's important. And that's why I work with my colors to develop this style, Nick is a good color. So he's developed a style that has subtle gradients and doesn't doesn't fight with the inks. And I think that takes good colors to really work out right. But yeah, that's a specific style that we develop for Fiendish specifically. Specifically, how many times can I say specifically? I should say it more. $2 dues. That's negative US money, is it? I have no concept of the conversion between US money and Australian money. Okay. Tim Holson says, Fiendish magnet or poster? I have Fiendish posters on the website. Okay, let me pull the website up. Let's go. Here we go. Here. Stop screen. I will share. Yeah! Yay! Here is the Fiendish website. Behold. Oh, wait. I'm not sharing. Good job. Behold! Go me. Behold. the big banner right here that says Chapter 3 sign up. So everyone click that and go sign up on the Indiegogo. Once again, remember, this is the only place where you can get that exclusive trading card. Okay, back to the website. In the store, the beautiful, awesome store that I have on the website here, I have books. And by the way, I have the Japanese editions on here as well. They're very limited because I left most of them back in Taiwan for future conventions in Japan. So I only have a small handful of them with me in America right now. So if you want the Japanese editions, you're going to have to order them quickly. I don't even know if I'll be able to offer them on the campaign. Maybe it's going to be limited, right? It'll be limited to, there's only like 10 available. That's how few there are. That's how few sets of them I have with me right now. Maybe I should get more mailed to me because this is not a good plan. But yeah, I have books and I have wall art. So these are all posters. So if you guys like posters, you can buy them from here. And I have pins and standees, but no magnets. So maybe I should make some magnets as well. There you go. Yeah, if you guys like that, then I will certainly make it happen. Make it happen. Snarky wants me to tell you guys about the entire life and legend of Blingo. No. Okay. I will resist being distracted. No, stop. I will stay on track and talk about my book and update everybody because that's what I'm here to do. Jolly the Derailer. Yes. Everyone's trying to derail me. ASMR is a race. Yes, it is, Jay. Yes. ASMR is a race. My character eats edibles, confirmed. Well, my druid character probably does. Did you say baking glove? Yeah. Yeah, he's a little gingerbread man whose sleeping bag is a baking glove, and his weapon is he uses a baking mallet as an earthbreaker, and his sidearm is a fruit knife that is statted out as a short sword. It's great. It's so great. I love this character. And he's tiny. He's 1 foot tall. He's a giant gingerbread man, and he's statted out to fight large characters. So like the bigger the creature is, the more bonuses he has against them. It's amazing. I love playing this. Okay. Anyways, we'll stop. Go to fiendishcomic.com and buy my stuff. It's really awesome. Oh, okay. While I'm at it. Let's see. For those of you who are not familiar with the website, I do have all of the chapters here. There are links to the chapters and to places where you can buy the physical book. You can read it on the website. I have a website reader built in, actually. And you can also read the books on Global Comics. And speaking of Global Comics, this is a great and wonderful segue to talk about dun 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 GC Tunes. Yay! Right, so remember when I mentioned at the beginning of the stream that Fiendish has a verticals format thingy, or a vertical format edition coming out? This is what it is. It is, let me share the link first, but I think it's very cool because it's formatted to be read on mobile. Think about webtoons, but kind of higher resolution. I think it looks better than webtoons because it's more higher resolution. That's part of why I've said it so many times. I like Global Comics' interface, not just because they're a great platform. They have a discussion board built in. You can link your crowdfunding campaign to your comic page. You can build in digital downloads. They have this vertical format now that's also tacked on. It's great. You can have one comic series that has multiple avenues and multiple ways that it can be read, but also the quality is really nice. It's not like just 800 pixels across. It's always like I upload full resolution art to the reader. So if you can read all the chapters of Fiendish on Global Comics, and now the vertical format is coming out. So hold on, let me put the link in chat real quick. Fiendish on GC Tunes. Burp. Send. Still behind on chat. There you go. All right, there's the link, and if you guys want to check it out, you can go to that link right there. Monomachus is interesting. Hey, Jason is here. Hello. Jason is saying aloha from my backstage, from your backstage. Oh, well, hello to your backstage. XOXO, thank you for popping in. I much appreciate it. Oh, I have a couple of questions that are starred, specifically from Comics Legends. So I see your questions. I'll circle back around to it, and thank you. But right, let me show you guys what this Fiendish GC Tunes thing is all about. Let me click through to episode 1, and this is actually, you know what? I just realized I should start with episode 2. Because episode 1 has things that would get me in trouble on YouTube for. Yeah. There you go. Right. So you scroll down. Imagine this is a phone screen, right? Actually, let me make my browser phone screen-ish. There. All right. So episode 2, the episodes don't correspond to one book. It's a few pages of the book. So it's meant to be, it's updated weekly. So episode 4 just came out yesterday. So I think right now it's weekly updates until there's a for whatever material they have, they're updating weekly. And right now Fiendish 1 is being released in little snippets every week. That's how it works. So they chop up each book that I have into multiple shorter episodes. And the first episode for this GC Tunes was the prologue. So the prologue, where it's a flashback scene of Casimir in Dorvo, and him and there we go. That was kind of cool. I don't know if you guys, is that weird, or sure, I'll just deal with. No, okay, that was kind of cool. You guys can still see the screen, right? Because it's so small no matter what. Yeah, it makes no difference. Anyways, so the prologue of Fiendish, where Dorvo's burning and Casimir's with his brother, and his brother's getting killed, that was the first episode. And this is 2, and we jump into the story after the flashback. And it starts with a narration 9 years later, far away near the town of Alstad, and it reads like this. So the it's not just the comic pages stacked on top of each other. It's formatted to be read on a phone screen comfortably in a scrolling format. And the lettering has been redone. The placement of the lettering has changed. It's optimized for an audience that has different preference for reading comics. I draw Fiendish for a print format. That it will always remain that way because I love my print comics, and that will never change. But I am not opposed to, just like translating Fiendish into other languages, I am not opposed to branching out and making my book accessible to people who have different preferences and who read the book in other languages, who might read comics only digitally, or who might read comics only on their phones, or people who even might have never been into comics and have never set foot in a comic shop. I know all of you guys have, but what if someone is completely new and they are a normal person who is on their phones and they just want to check out comics and get a feeling for this fantasy series that I tell them about, or that someone else has told them about? They can go here, and this is an easy way to be introduced to Fiendish and to the medium. So I am not opposed to that, because the more readers, the better. But of course, Fiendish will always be drawn for print format first. But I think having something like this is also great. There will the more readers, the better. The more readers, the better. I'm just gonna repeat what I said before. But yeah, there you go. And it's a different experience. It's definitely it feels different. You see there's the white spaces and the way it's paced. It gives you a slightly different experience of reading the book, because there's a psychological thing of reading a printed comic. let me see. Let me pull up like the same page in Fiendish 1 and show you guys, because I love talking about this kind of stuff. This is the kind of stuff I talk about in my comic shorts, right? It's the intricacies of creating and laying out a comic, because there's so much to talk about, and it's not just as simple as, well, blocks on a page and frames, and you just, it's so much more to just drawing well and having panels on a page. All the details and all the proportions matter. Okay, so the page that this scene right here is on in Fiendish 1. Hold on, let me move this over. All right, so I can control the screen better and see chat. It's here. It's that panel over here. But when you look at this page on the book, your attention automatically sees this entire spread. And that's why page turns work, because when you open a page, even though you're consciously starting to read from here, panel 1, panel 2, panel 3, and then this page, your subconscious absorbs the entire spread. So if you want something shocking to happen, you want it to happen on a page turn, which is why these big epic shots, like this shot of Alstad, I have it on a page turn. It's not shocking, but it's supposed to be a scene to take you in. It's supposed to signify a transition, right, in the story. And of course, the page where the demon pops out is on a page turn. So here's Casimir and Iskold talking to the caravan in book 1, and then there's building tension. This guy, Halbrand, is talking their head off. Casimir here is noticing that, wait, it's too quiet. Something's not right, because he's listening for sounds of the woods, and then he's turning around to warn everybody of danger, and then the next page, the demon pops out. And you want these things to happen on a page turn. So anyways, that's not the kind of stuff you can do when working with the vertical format. It's panel by panel. You don't have that osmosis of the entire spread. So I find it to be a different reading experience, even though it's the same story. And if you're interested in that kind of stuff, it is available for free on Global Comics. You just go read it for free. And if there's somebody you know who might like fantasy but isn't into comics, this is a great thing to show them. Maybe they'll get into fantasy comics and be interested in Fiendish. Let's see. Let's see. I'll check the chat. Hey, party people! What's up? Hello, Zaid Comics. Thank you for being here. Everyone, go subscribe to them. Someone posted the link earlier. Phil is another quartet, part of the quartet of a creative block, for people who don't know. So there's Phil, and there's Jake, and then there's Narwhal, Pear. So yes, thank you for being here. Fiendish for dolphins coming soon. Listen, if dolphins were an intelligent species, well, they're intelligent, but if they were a literate species and I could sell books to them, I would have Fiendish for dolphins. I am not opposed to this. This is salesmanship. I am working on my salesmanship. I will get Fiendish to as many people as possible. Never been in a comic shop, and normal sounds unlikely. Sounds pretty likely, actually. I don't know. It's one of those things where comics are still kind of niche, right? But we can change that. We can change that. So it will be normal to have been in a comic shop, and for everyone to grow up reading comics, and for comics to be a popular medium. We can do it. We just have to think outside of the box. Together, we shall persevere. Forsco Fabio is glad to see someone talking about their book that was printed and sent to backers. I mean, of course I will be talking about. What else am I going to talk about? Well, I could talk about HeroesCon or Taiwan, but I haven't gotten to that yet because everyone's been distracting me with Pathfinder. So I don't even know if we're going to actually get to that point. Yes. Victor asked, why don't you do draw streams and do other characters? I did draw streams for a while, but I just honestly hadn't had the time. Streaming has gotten in the way of getting work done for the past few months, so I've been doing less and less of it. It's just one of those things where it wasn't really beneficial to my actual productivity, and getting my book done is more important than streaming. Like YouTube is there some income for me. That's nice, but I'm not a YouTuber. At the end of the day, I need to draw my comic. But I do enjoy doing draw streams. I want to do more. But okay. It's a bunch of different reasons. Specifically, um there's a bunch of complications around doing draw streams. I want to do more draw streams, but it's there's very specific things I have to set aside to do draw streams for. And I do want to do more. JW's draw streams are educational. Yes. So it's not just like, oh, I don't want to do streaming anymore. I want to try and get back into streaming, which is honestly why I started this stream today, because I realized that, I mean, I have been just neglecting streaming for too long, and this is a good way to communicate with everyone. And also, I miss it. I've just stopped because of work, but I need to get back into it. And part of the reason I've been drawing videos, not streams, but if you guys have seen the videos on my channel, I've been doing it. I did a ton of shorts for a few months, haven't in a couple of weeks, but the shorts and the drawing videos that I would do by just recording myself drawing, that's part of an effort I was putting in to have drawing content while I didn't feel like I could stream, right? But I want to get back into doing actual draw streams as I work on Fiendish 3. Now that I'm back in my actual home studio, first of all, because guys, I was away in Asia for over a month, and it's basically impossible to do any functional streaming when I'm traveling. So that's part of the reason. That's a huge part. Actually, that's not part of the reason. That is a major reason. But I'll be doing more draw streams, and I'll set aside certain things I can work on that aren't spoilery and all that with Fiendish 3, and I will be sharing those. So Gopher says I missed the streams. Oh, I'll be doing more. I'm sorry. Yes, this is also another good point. Probably a lot harder to stream and draw now that you're doing pages traditionally. Yeah. That's also part of it. I would do so many draw streams in the past because I was drawing digitally, but my pages now are traditional. And speaking of, like, I'll pull some of them up. I'll show you guys some of them that aren't spoilery. But all of Fiendish 3 is drawn on actual paper. These are actual pages, which is why I'll have original art to sell on the campaign. But that makes streaming while drawing more difficult. And now that I have set up a drawing cam on the side, I can't show you guys because the page I have on my table is spoilery. But yeah, so now that I have a drawing cam, which is what I've been using to record my drawing videos, I can stream, but then I can't keep an eye on chat because my computer's over here and the table's there. It's complicated, but I'll figure something out because I need to get back into it. Okay. I'll be right back. I have so much original art. Should I show you guys some original art? I've shown some of this on the creative block, but it's like I haven't shown any of it on my own dang channel, so I feel bad. So let me just show you guys. I have been very productive indeed. Okay, let's see. Yeah, these are pages that I've already revealed on the email list. I posted them. I posted them on. If you're a YouTube member, you've seen these pages colored. So here you go. These are some pages from Fiendish 3. And I'm trying to show them without hitting my microphone. Oh my god! Let me unshare this. There we go. Okay. Whee! All right. I can't see the camera as this is in view. There you go. Here are some of the pages. This is the first interior shot of Thalfrin. This is as Casimir, Ragna, Yomi, Skull are arriving in Thalfrin. There's Freaky. She looks a little older, a little different than 2.5. And here is they're approaching Thalfrin. Oh my god. This is an exterior shot of Salford. These are all original pages. There you go. Okay. The Snarky says that today's rate of Rainey's art auction, that's about 5K. I wish. I don't know if I could get 5K for an interior page, but I mean, that would be great. We shall see, shouldn't we? But no, I don't expect that. I'm not famous or nothing like that. You guys want to see something really cool? Oh, I've shown this one on my shorts. Check that out. Yeah, this is all hand-drawn original art. That is a drawing of all the planes in my world. So in this scene, we're revealing my characters are talking about the demons, but also a bunch of world building stuff is being revealed. So they're talking about all the structure of the universe, and these are all the elemental planes and like the astral and umbral planes and the planes of the gods and all that, and that's all depicted in this one shot. And if you look really, really close, like really, 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 really close, look there, that right in the middle, that's the Earth that this story takes place on. It's not our Earth, of course, but if you look really closely, look, that's actually the continent of Arvos. I drew a tiny, teeny continent of Arvos on that globe, so you can tell that's actually the world that the story is taking place in. So there, yeah, that's Earth. Yes, exactly. Page 370. If you look really closely, it's right there. You see it. Okay, no, it's not. What? I don't know what that is. Yes, it's very detailed. So why it's taking me so freaking long? I'll lose my mind. So what's funny is, you know how some artists will say going digital makes them draw more detailed, and a lot of artists have trouble reining in the detail level on their work when they're working digitally, right? Because you can zoom in forever. I feel like I have the opposite problem, and I actually don't know why, because I feel like Fiendish 3 is more detailed than Fiendish 1 or 2, and I'm drawing traditionally, so I switched back to drawing traditionally, and everything is more detailed. I'm actually not sure why that is happening, but hey, as long as it looks good, I'm glad you guys like it. Yay! The ring planet in the background. So what's funny is, should I show more traditional stuff? You guys want to see more? Shall I reveal even more? If you guys look closely at Fiendish 2, when Casimir, Iskall, and Yomi are heading to Thalfren, after they leave Casimir's shack, there's a big environment shot with the sky in the background, and you can see a planet with huge rings around it that looks like an eye in the sky, and that's part of the world building. It's a celestial object that has a name that should be mentioned at some point, and that's also in the map, so you can see over there that that's that over there. That's a planet with a bunch of rings around it. So Bancroft says super tiny details that don't even print. Listen, my printer is great, but yes, it probably won't even print, but I don't care, because you know what? That artist edition is gonna look so good, and people who buy the original art are gonna be so happy. So that's what matters right now. That's what matters, and the print books will look great as well. But yes, if you buy the original art, you'll be able to ogle at all the useless detail I put in here. Yeah, here's some more. I've shown them. These aren't too spoilery without the dialogue. There's a flashback. There you go. There's a flashback of little Casimir eating a frog foot because he was that kind of kid, and that's a certain figure from Dorvo, whom we will find out more about in the future. Oh la 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 la. Kaz eating that frog. Yeah, he's one of those little boys that just ate slugs and shit. Explains why he turned out such a big idiot, right? Then there's these pages. A guy in his room asked, inspired by your childhood snacks? Yeah. I would eat slugs and dirt and rocks and just asbestos. That's why I turned out kind of a brain fried. That was me as a kid. Not even kidding though. I was that kid for when I was in like 5th or 6th grade. I was still that weirdo who would go into the woods near my school and dig out chunks of dirt and mix them with the pond water and sculpt figurines. Like, I was a really weird kid, guys. But it was art to me, and I found the kind of clay in these woods near my school that made the best clay. So I found the kind of dirt I could identify the color, and I knew how much water to mix it with, and I would sculpt little like figurines and stuff, and I would just spend my recess doing that instead of socializing. So are you surprised I turned out the way I did? Henry Beavis says that's pretty weird. Yeah, that was pretty weird. I just did a video showing everybody my old sketchbooks from Taiwan. So go see that if you haven't yet. I think it's fun. I think it's pretty fun. I was like, this is a little cringy, but hey, I mean, the point of having a YouTube channel is laughing at yourself, right? And embracing the cringe. And so I was back in Taiwan and I dug up this big box of my old sketchbooks from my parents' place, and I was like, yeah, I was definitely a weird kid, but I have been drawing constantly all my life, and I've been keeping sketchbooks since when I was 13. So I thought it would be kind of cool to show that because I think people like seeing artistic development and stuff like that. And I enjoyed going through it because looking back at my old stuff, even though it doesn't look as good, I can see themes that led up to Fiendish and what I am creating now and how I draw right now. So that was fun for me to do. So if you guys want to check that out, that's my newest video on my channel. But yeah, weird kid, definitely very, very strange. No YouTuber would eat dirt. That's for sure. No, that's true. I'm pretty sure all YouTubers eat dirt. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, LE says those old sketchbooks were the bomb. I'm so jealous. You're so talented. Oh, thank you. No, don't be jealous. No, jealousy is not. There's no need to be. But I am thinking of. That's another campaign that I'm thinking of doing. So, Fiendish 3, and then of course all the other Fiendish books. And I want to do the big collected editions of Fiendish after every arc, collecting every arc. But I think I mentioned this before, but let me as a reminder, I have had one Artbook campaign planned for a really long time. And if you remember, all the sexy fantasy girls that I would draw for Red Valkyrie auctions and just for fun for a really long time, and convention sketches that are usually, my convention sketches are usually also sexy fantasy women. I've been compiling a sketchbook, an art book of that for like the past 4 years, and it's almost done. I'm aiming for 70 pages of this. It's actually shocking how much of this stuff I have, but I'm almost there, and I need to get some of the art colored. I want to design the book to look really cool, like not just this is the art printed on a page. I want it to feel like a fun and engaging and aesthetically pleasing, exciting art book. So that's something that I have planned that I want to do in time, and all the work will be done. So whenever I launch that, it'll just be shipping immediately. Like I want to be completely done. So I honestly I could be ready pretty quickly, but I didn't want to launch it at the same time as Fiendish 3, and I didn't want to delay Fiendish 3 any further. But whenever after Fiendish 3, sometime within the next year, I might be launching that. But also, I'm now considering doing another campaign of my old sketchbooks. I don't know if that's interesting. I mean, it's it's not all amazing art, but there's interesting stuff in it, and I think I can still make it really fun, right? Because there's just so much work. Like it would literally be hundreds of pages. Like, did you guys see that box of sketchbooks? There's a lot of drawing. I said, I spent my whole life drawing instead of socializing. Like, I don't know why some people don't believe me, but I spend my life drawing and I don't talk to people, all right? Which is why I'm kind of silly. But and kind of an idiot in certain aspects. But like there's a lot of material and I think it might be fun to just compile them. 70? Yeah. There's definitely gonna be I can do at least 70 pages. There's just a lot of material. I'm surprised too. I didn't know I've been drawing that much stuff. But it'll just be all the sexy fantasy girls I've been doing, and there'll be some like the convention sketches I drew. I think I'd love to have stuff like the Summer Direct Heroes, the Angel Woman, the I did a Raven Hex drawing for Southern Cecil. That was I think that turned out pretty well. I'd love to have that in there, but I got to get them colored up first, and there's a lot of material. So yeah, that's the waifu book. Yeah, the little waifus will be in there too. So I guess I can colloquially call it the waifu book now. Pyrography and mud art. Yes. Okay. All right. Anyways, more art? Yes, more art. No more art. Let's see. Ugh. What else do I have in here? Condense the best art into a series of sketchbooks. Yeah, maybe. I need to massage that idea a little more. But because I don't want to just publish a bunch of shitty old drawings when I was a kid, right? Who wants to see that? But it has to have a direction and be well designed. And I think I can figure something out and put something together with older material. Because I also have old comics. I have a lot of comics that I drew that weren't properly published, and they're just sitting around. So yeah, I did a 50-pager back in college that was for this Kodansha competition, and it was never properly published. I got like an honorable mention or something. I didn't really place, but it was. I mean, I think it looks decent. The writing was not good, but yeah, that one it looks decent, and some people have asked me to properly publish it. So I don't know. Maybe I can do that. Here is the creative block piece that was for the Stamp Rally print. Almost blanked out on that word. Stamp Rally print at Heroes Con. So this is also original art. Yeah, I'd like to auction all of this at some point, but I'm not sure. I've done a couple of eBay auctions, but I'm not sure if that's the platform that I'm gonna stick to, you know. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know what I should do. Henry Bemis says maybe you can trade your sketchbooks for a villa in the south of France someday. Like Robert Crumb did that, really? Nah. I don't think I'll ever let go of my sketchbooks. Some things are not for sale. Some things are not for sale. Yes, more art. Okay. Gooner Girl's calendar. Nah, I like doing art books. I don't. The thing is, a calendar. There's only 12 pieces, right? I like making things that are like a hefty, solid tome with a lot of art. So in my head, at least right now, who knows? Never say never. Maybe I'll do like a fantasy drawings calendar in the future. But right now, in my mind, I'm more motivated, of course, publish Fiendish comics, and I want to make art books and eventually a Fiendish world building book. That'll be way down the line, because that's another thing that I'm going to compile all the world building info at the back of every Fiendish book, but because there's only so much I can reveal per book, it'll be a while. But when there's enough material that I can reveal, because I can put out a world building book for Fiendish right now, but well, what's the point of writing a mystery book if you're going to give away everything all at once? So I'm holding off on that, but that's another thing that I want to do. Yeah, I like making tomes. proper tomes with substance. Blah. It's not a derail attempt. Okay. Thank you for the links. Hotel Story 2 by Pear. Yes. Yes. Speaking of Salome. There's my Salome. I think it turned out well. I hope it looks. I think Pear's happy with it, which is what's important. But yeah. There you go. That was the first time rendering everyone's characters from a creative block, but that was the Stamp Rally print, and if you like that and want to find out more about Salome, back this book right here. Ding! Minifigures of your Fiendish characters for tabletop gaming. I've thought of that. Yeah, that would maybe. I've had gaming stuff in the back of my mind for Fiendish forever, but right now, because the comics are so high effort, there's I've actually asked a couple of people I've reached out to people to see if they could work on either card games or a module for Fiendish, but the thing is, it's just not a priority for me right now, but it is a possibility because obviously I'm so inspired by tabletop games. So I think honestly, getting through Arc 1 of Fiendish is so important. Trust me. There's a story point I want to get to before I get distracted by merchandising and making a game and so on and so forth. I just want to get through the first arc, and then I can think about other stuff, and everything will. It's not like everything will be easier after I'm done with the first arc, but there's a certain point in the story where I think once I've realized what this series is, once I reveal what this series is really about, and I've drawn that much of the story, I can afford to be distracted. But right now, I can't. That's the way I would put it. Here, girl, Jake is into weird stuff. Have you read Carnal or have you seen Carnal? I mean, that is not shocking. The art books could come with a print set? Yes. The art books will come with a print set and maybe stickers. That's what I'm thinking of. So yeah, art books in the future, art books down the line. Let's see. Comics Legend asks, will you offer your woodcut artwork as well on the Fiendish Free campaign? Is that what you're talking about? That isn't. I don't know. I'm like 3 weeks out from the launch and I don't know. Okay, hold on. Let me show you guys something else. Oh, look, here's the Japanese edition covers for Fiendish. I have this whole portfolio of original art. Okay, anyways, here, let me show you guys something really silly. This is my campaign planning sheet for Fiendish 3. This is how I plan out my campaigns, like a little silly baby. Like, these are all the perks, and these are the add-ons, and this is what you add, and this is the sketch card over here, and these are the bundles, and I draw little icons of all the books. But yeah, right now, no, I don't have plans of making wood burning, but that's kind of a staple of Fiendish campaigns, right? So I want to, but it will be super limited because every campaign they take so much time. I know they're an item that I want to have, but I need to limit the number and the content of them. But I have the material. Right now I'm not doing any wood burning stuff at all. Like, I'm not doing wood burning jobs. I'm not taking commissions for it. I haven't done it in like a year. I just need to get pages done and I can do some commissions, like regular commissions. But maybe once the campaign has launched, I can do it, and those just have to be done by the time the book fulfills, right? So yeah. It's not wood cutting, by the way. Not wood cutting. It's pyrography. So those aren't wood cut. They're burned. It's burned into the artwork, right? I don't think I have any. Oh no, I do have a demon left over, so I can show you guys. One. Yeah, I actually overproduced the demons from Fiendish 1, so this is one that I still have left over. This is what Comics Legend is talking about. Here you go. Yeah, these they're it's pyrography. It's like a heated nib that you use to burn into the wood. And you can do this with leather work as well, because I've done some leather work and I like to draw, like burn art onto the leather work that I do. But yeah, I was offering these. These were for Fiendish 1, and these are demon faces. But for Fiendish 2, I offered character portraits. So yeah, sure. I will say right now, tentatively, but I think I will offer a very small amount of wood burning for Fiendish 3. Okay. You can do a small amount, so limited amounts you don't weigh yourself thin. Yeah, that's mainly it. I don't want it to become I don't want it to hold up fulfillment or be a distraction from pages, right? So I'm just, all this traveling and conventions is enough of a distraction. I'm kind of mad at myself, but it has to be done, right? It's when am I going to go see my family? And I need to do conventions. So I wanted to schedule a few conventions for this year, and it's turned out great. I'm glad that I did Heroes. I'm excited to do Florida SuperCon, but yeah, I'm also excited to just hunker down and draw for a while. I'm saving the burning iron for dishonest contractors. Holy shit. Let me tell you. Ugh. Right. I want to give this contractor. So my AC was broken last week, right? And couldn't get it to work. I googled everything, consulted the Grok gods, and did everything that I could myself without like trying to touch the furnace, which has a bunch of like obviously is high voltage, and I don't want to die. But yeah, reset the breakers, checked the pipes and the pan, and nothing was working. So I called up this contractor, and the first guy I called him because his company had a quicker appointment, and he came over and he took a look, and he was like, oh no, your whatever, the blower motor, what is that called? That's what he called it. Is fried, and this HVAC unit, the whole thing is like 20 years old, and you just need to get a whole new unit. I was like, how much is that? He's like, well, for a new blower motor, it's like $700, and for a new furnace, it's like $2,000. I'm like, well, cool. All right. I think I'll get a second opinion. And then I got a second opinion, and the second guy came over. He was like, you just need a new capacitor, bro. So like, which apparently costs like $14. Uh, and then there's just labor on top of that for the appointment, obviously. But yeah, it costs nothing to actually fix. And yes, I know my furnace is old, but this stuff is supposed to last for decades. And the first guy was probably, I don't know, maybe he just didn't know what he was doing, but who knows why he said I needed to spend $2,000 and replace everything. But right, yeah, you want to see something? You guys want to see something really funny though? Commissary says those are cool. Epignosis wants one of those. Y'all are twisting my arm. All right, I will provide. They are original art as well. These are handmade. It's not like burned. It's not like those laser burn things, and you can tell when you see it in person. I don't know how well it'll show up on my camera. I do actually have an older video of me doing the wood burnings for Fiendish 1. Also funny story, because guess what I did on the Fiendish 1 campaign. When I launched Fiendish 1, I was like, no one's going to be interested in this book. I don't need to set limits on the amount of wood burnings that I do. It's fine. I'll probably get like 2 of them. Well, no. You see what had happened. What happened in the end was I ended up getting 60. And I saw the number of people ordering the wood burnings going up, because I didn't realize people would like these. I don't know. I don't know. I was like, this is just a weird like thing. And I thought the goal of doing these was, I thought it would be cool to offer original art, but in an interesting way that I hadn't seen anybody else doing. So I was thinking, well, what can I do that other artists don't tend to do? And I do wood burning and leather work and stuff like that. So I actually offered leather work on the Fiendish 1 campaign as well, but it was a sign up exclusive thing. So if you had signed up, you got a Nanarsa keychain with your name on it. Very few people know this because hardly anybody signed up for the Fiendish 1 campaign because nobody knew about it before I launched it. But I did offer that, and they're like these little letter keychains with Nanarsa. But that's why I offered these, to have a cool original art thing. I ended up having 60 of them to do because I was like, I'm going to definitely shut down. I'm just going to hide that perk before there's too many. But then I forgot. I forgot about that. And then when I checked, I had 60. And then I was like, oh no. Oh no, I'm going to die. So yeah, I was slaving over these for weeks. And that's why I have like a bit of a trauma response. Not that bad, but when talking about like doing pyrography, but I want to provide these on the campaign. They are fun to do. I just have to be careful to limit the number that are on the campaigns. Yeah, there you go. What was I talking about? I forgot. HVAC schemes and scams. Schemes and scams. Yeah, the cats are cheap. Apparently they're very cheap. Everybody on, I posted about this HVAC stuff on Twitter. Everybody was telling me how to fix it on my own. I was like, it sounds like it is something that you could fix on your own. I might not, because I don't know if I trust myself around high voltage. Like, of course, you just turn, if I had no money to hire a contractor next time my AC broke, I would just turn the entire, all the breakers off. I would shut the entire house down first before touching anything in that machine. But apparently they are pretty easy to change. So I don't really trust myself with it. But listen, I know I come across as a klutz, but I am handier than you would expect. I have learned quite a lot since becoming a homeowner. I can do drywall. I have done flooring. I have done plenty of things. And I built a table on my own. I built a dining table / work table that's in my living room. And it's something that I made all on my own. Sanded it, attached a leg, stained it, everything. I know it's not a complicated thing, but I am in fact not completely helpless when it comes to home reno. Okay. But yes, get a second opinion when it comes to contractors, which is something I knew years ago when I first started getting into this. Whew. Okay. Stuff is now built to break. Yeah, I agree. I don't know. That's a yes, it was 60 of those. It was a ton of work, right? Because of it, Ellie remembers that. Yup. The Fiendish 1 campaign was something else. Yeah, it was I mean, it went very well. I'm part of the problem though. It's not a complaint, obviously, but I didn't plan for things like, oh, I needed to limit how many wood burnings I'd have to do. So it's a good problem to have, but I have more backers than I was expecting. And I'm very, very grateful. Thank you guys for your support. Hopefully Fiendish 3 will be the same. I don't know how this is going to go. But yeah, also other things like COVID hit right as I launched it. So it was in the middle of COVID. And then if you guys remember the nightmarish printing problems, and I felt really bad because the buck stops with me. I'm running the campaign, but the printer just they didn't have paper, and the color edition was held up forever. And then there was a printing error, and I didn't want to ship the books with the printing error. So I asked for them to reprint them, and that held things up even more. And then we had issues with the spot gloss. It was honestly a nightmare, but yeah, at the end of the day, it is what it is. It's a lot of lessons learned. It's a lot of lessons learned. It's part of that whole campaign is part of the reason I haven't done spot gloss before. But you know what? If depending on how things go, unless we World War III breaks out, or we suddenly have another pandemic. Who knows in this day and age? Maybe I'll offer spot gloss, so maybe I'll do some cool cover treatment for Fiendish 3 as a stretch goal, as like a limited thing. No promises, but I was definitely thinking of that because I do miss having those in the campaign. Those Fiendish 1 books with the spot gloss title did look really good and I regret not having more of those. But yeah, it is what it is. Okay. Say have a window unit in reserve. Oh wait, so this is what I was gonna show you guys. All right, picture sharing time. Picture time. You guys want to see the solution that was I fell back on in the end in lieu of having AC? This is great. This actually worked out. This is what I ended up doing. I was suffering so much. It was so terrible. But yes, that actually did work. I had people telling me you could just make an AC unit on your own, and it's like some you take some copper wire. I heard that it is possible to take some copper wires and take a water pump and a bucket of ice and make an AC unit, but I am not capable of. Listen, I'm a little handy. I'm not that mechanically minded, okay? But this is manageable, and this actually worked. So I suffered a little less for a day, and then actually we had a storm. We had like a storm for 2 days straight in Georgia, so it was actually not that hot afterwards. And then my AC finally got fixed. So yeah. There you go. Genius. I can't say it was entirely my idea. It wasn't my idea, but it did help, and it actually worked, make things cooler. So there you go. There's a tip. If anybody is suffering and you don't have AC, just buy a bunch of bottles of water, get a really big fan, and string up this monstrosity, and your life will be saved. Okay, there you go. It's a bunch of frozen water bottles in front of a giant fan. Yeah, that was sitting in my living room for a couple days. It was pretty awesome. Bancroft says Australian summer laughs at your feeble attempts at cooling there. Wait, listen. This is Georgia. This is Georgia. Though it is still nothing in comparison to Taiwan. Taiwan is ridiculous. It is. I don't even know how people survive without AC in Taiwan. Like my parents, for example, who live in Taiwan and don't turn on the AC. Taiwan's a subtropical island. It's basically Florida. Imagine living in Florida and not turning on the AC. I don't understand. Like, I don't understand these people. But yeah, Georgia's pretty hot. But at least we do have storms and rain, and that helps once in a while. But no, it gets kind of torturous here in the summer. Unless you live out in the actual outback desert, right? I'm not sure what part of Australia you're in. But yeah. Is Australia does Australia get it's a huge continent though. So I guess it depends a lot. The climate must vary a lot. But yeah. I bet if you live inland it would be absolutely torturous. It's just a gigantic freaking desert, right? Imagine living in Florida. I don't want to. I thought of moving to Florida, and but there are certain reasons I haven't, because listen, I grew up on a subtropical island, and it's just unbelievably humid and hot, and I feel like I wanted to enjoy a few years in a slightly less humid and a slightly more breathable climate at the very least. So that's why I ended up not moving to Florida. Also the Gators, yeah, probably. Yes. Okay. Bancroft says we peak at about 115 degrees in the summer. Holy shit! That's a lot. That is fucking crazy. Well, never mind. Yeah, I think here, guess about 100. I'd say 9,500 is the most for Georgia. So Atlanta is kind of near to Appalachians. So it's not as bad as some other parts of Georgia, southern Georgia. But yeah, it still does get hot. But we're in like the rocky part of Georgia. That's why there's Stone Mountain, this giant Confederate rock, and then there's the Appalachians like an hour north. So yeah, there you go. Australia is a circle of hell. Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. Enough AC talk. What have I failed to update you guys on? I want to make sure I get to everything that I had planned. Let me check if I have any questions on I started a few comments, and if anyone had any questions for the campaigns, I want to make sure I answered them right now. The member chats, thank you, thank you, thank you very much. I saw all of those. Comics Legend. Okay, I promise I'll come back to it. So I am doing so now. So hopefully you're still here. When you finish Fiendish, do you have other worlds that you want to create outside of Fiendish? Right now, yes and no. Terrible answer. So I would say um I think the world of Fiendish is the main thing I'm planning on investing at least like 20 years of my life on, right? But I might have other I do have other ideas if like for example, if you looked at my old sketchbook video, the sketchbook video I just put out of my old work, I had a bunch of projects kind of sitting on the back burner. I had one crime story set in Asia that I worked on for years and years, and I don't think that at the end of the day had any meat. I don't think that's something I can the reason it never came out is because it didn't have the kind of core and the drive and the spark that I know Fiendish has, at least to me. And hopefully when you guys read it and you see where it's going, it'll feel the same way to you. But I decided to be so committed to Fiendish and make it a long form story and all that. It's because I feel like there's something there. So I had a lot of projects and ideas on the back burner, but I don't want to put anything out unless I really feel like it'll be worth it. But there are some things I might develop into shorter stories. I have thought of continuing this old webcomic I did called Shaman Child, but in a different form. I played around with the idea of remaking it but in the world of Fiendish because it actually fits. And then there's another idea that was I mentioned it in my sketchbook video, this Arctic zombie story that I still really like, and that's something I can make into a maybe a one shot someday. But yeah, there are some collaborations that I'd love to do, but I don't want to reveal too much. Uh, the question, the answer is yes and no because I'm not sure, but I'm definitely playing around with the idea. Right now, I'm going to focus on this one series. Uh, Hopefully, that wasn't too terrible of an answer. Will you offer woodcut artwork as well? I think I answered. Yes, I did answer that. Wonderful. Super Mastermind says a non-comic book person goes to comic cons to sell non-comic stuff, makes 240K a year. Huh. That's a lot of money. That's good for them. Anna's non-comic book sells comic book stuff. Non-comic books are 420K a year at cons. I mean, that's great. That's good for them. That's definitely possible. A lot of people at conventions sell non-comic book stuff. I don't know. I want to make comics though. So yeah, I know comics are not. Listen, nobody who does comics gets into this for money. Let's be real. Like, what if I wanted to make money? I've I've had jobs where I made good money. Like I worked in gaming and animation. Gaming is where the money is at. But I love comics and I want to make my own, fun fantasy book with demons and stuff. So yeah. Alex says, "Do what you love." Yeah, like of course you got to pay the bills. It's not just about it's a work of passion or whatever. Like I can't eat off of just passion. I need, that doesn't passion doesn't pay my mortgage. But like comics is Fiendish, and what I'm doing now is something that I know I have to give it a shot. So, um listen, I can always go back to a day job if I really need money, but being here is my choice, and I'm going to try and make it work. Comics are not profitable, but as long as I can put out books and you guys enjoy it and I don't end up starving under a bridge, I will consider my efforts worth it. Okay, that's my goal right now, and that would have been worth all the hard work. There you go. Pay the work. Yes, that's also important. Yeah. Aw, thank you. One can only hope. A girl can dream. A girl can dream. All of your support is much appreciated. Starkey asks, "Was Archer a pain in the butt job or kind of fun?" I wouldn't say it wasn't a pain in the butt. So I had, whew, let's see. It was a fun place to work, but the the job was fun. It was a fun place to work, but at the end of the day, I was still part of a production pipeline when what I really wanted to do was my own ideas, right? So that was the hard part. And it's just like any job. Sometimes you have good bosses, sometimes you had bad bosses. I think I've had my share of bad bosses in animation work as well, but also really good bosses. And a lot of your experience depends on your coworkers and your bosses. But at the end of the day, the reason I am not working in animation anymore is because I wanted to do Fiendish. But yeah, it was a fun place to work in a certain way. Like um there was no shortage of alcohol in the studio, for example. So in that sense, it was definitely a fun place to work. It was everything you expect the studio that makes Archer. It was everything that you would expect of the studio that makes Archer. Let's just say that. Archer, the animated show Archer, the spy guy. Yeah, the spy Sterling Archer. Everyone knows that one, right? Do 2 to 3 cons, big ones where you can sell something digital. Yeah, I'm limiting my yearly convention schedule to just 2 or 3 conventions, that's already a lot for me. Like this year, I'm doing 3 so far, and that might be all that I'm doing. I might just be doing. I've done Osaka and Heroes. I'm doing Florida SuperCon, so I don't know if I'm doing any more. I was thinking of New York or Baltimore, but that might not pan out. So I might just be doing 3 because honestly, that'll be good. I need to just hunker down and draw, because doing a convention is like a whole 2 weeks out of my schedule, right? Archer's a good show. Never watched it. It's fun. Yeah, it's legit really funny. I did enjoy watching it. Yeah. Oh, you worked on Archer. Yeah, I was a background painter. It wasn't anything, important. I just painted over 3D models. So, it's not anything super super involved. Baltimore is supposed to be a good show. I did Baltimore Comic Con years and years ago, and it was a good show. If it's anything like it was straight up like what 15 years ago, it is kind of similar to Heroes, where it's still very comics focused. So I had a great experience. But Baltimore as a city, probably not great. So the city is more of a concern to me, but the show is, I've heard, is pretty good. The one time I went years ago is pretty good. Yeah. Do you ever do any Comic Cons in the West Coast? No. I don't know if I will, because it's expensive, and I want to do shows that I can drive to from now on, so I might only do East Coast shows before. I've been to San Diego as a fan, and I did Rose City Comic Con once, which is the Portland show, years and years ago, and that was a good show, and I would love to do Emerald City someday, but right now those are not in my plans because I'd have to fly. And I kind of hate flying with a convention setup and books, and it kind of hinders the entire experience, and it's also at the same time more expensive. So for all those reasons, especially because I mean I have to pay for all that. It's not like I have a publisher helping me ship books out at this point. It's kind of difficult to fly to conventions. So I mean, doing a con in Japan is different, right? Because I'm like, it's a con in Japan and I really wanted to do it. So I spent probably more money than I should getting everything shipped there. And it was super expensive, but also it was all worth it. But yeah, right now while I'm in the States, I think I only do East Coast conventions. I apologize. Come to 8 hours to wait, 8 hours to Melbourne? Let's see. Oh, you guys are talking about going to if you try to swim. Yeah, let's swim to Melbourne. Okay. All right. Let's see. I would just take a train to cons as myself. If only we had a functional train system that would work. I used to take Amtrak quite often, which is hilarious because Amtrak is kind of garbage. But yeah, I had no choice back when I didn't have a car. So when I moved to Savannah to Atlanta, I just piled everything onto Amtrak. It was kind of comical and moved it, with about like 2 Cs and just piled all my luggage and my desk chair took it with me onto the train. It was hilarious. But yeah. Good old days. Good old days. I think that's about it. I think that's about it. Speaking of cons, or maybe that's not about it. Hold on. This is not over yet. Speaking of cons, Osaka Con, Heroes Con updates. I don't really have updates, but I can I have some pictures. I can do a little recap. I can show you guys some I pulled these up on creative blog. So you guys want me to show you guys these and then we can head out? How about let me do that? No Canadian conventions then. I have never done a con in Canada. No. Listen. If I get invited to a con, especially an overseas con, I will go. But anything that I can't drive to and I have to pay for it myself, it's you understand it's a little difficult. But hey, if any Canadian conventions want to invite me, please do. I would happily go, and I'll draw all the sexy fantasy girls for your audience. I'm sure people will be happy. Starkey says, "Stop her! She's trying to get away." Okay, no, you've successfully wrote me back in. I'm going to pull up some convention pictures and give you guys a little recap. It's only fair. I haven't streamed for months on end. I've been traveling the dang world, so it's only fair that I stick around a little longer and show you guys a little recap of my traversing around the world. Invite Rini to cons out there. Yeah, that would be great. That would be great. I know I'm not famous enough for most cons to invite me. It's fine. Someday, hopefully, I will be. But right now, I'm not. But listen, if I do get invited to a con, I don't have to pay for absolutely everything, and at least I can get travel covered. I will go to any convention. So yeah, I am definitely down for that. Someone pays for me. I will take out the time to do it. Oh, Alice in a member chat. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. The mod doing the work. Jake being a good mod. There you go. All right. Alex, member for 41 months. Thank you very much. What? What is Tolkien was a complete hack. The Rings of Power writers did a better job with Lord of the Rings than he did on Griffith. Why are you talking this? Why are you trying? You are trying to put me on a rant. This is what I will not fall for this bait. How dare you? I am offended. You're blocked and reported. No, you're not. I would never do that to you. Tolkien was a complete hack. I can't even read that sentence with a straight face. How could you? How dare you? The Rings of Power writers did a better job on Lord of the Rings than he did. That show was painful, but not more painful than watching Witcher Blood Origins. And Griffith misunderstood you, Agnes, and Casio were in love, and Guts was just jealous. Discuss. There was nothing to discuss. You're wrong. The end. But thank you very much for the members chat. I appreciate you very much, Alex, and thank you for your support. Oh my gosh. Why? Why? Thank you, Aviator, and hello. Nice try. Oh, the rage. Whew. Deep breaths. Okay. Let's see. What convention photo should I show you guys? I've got a bunch of I have some art from Osaka Comic-Con. I didn't take that many pictures in Osaka. I just took pictures of my my setup. Let's see. I can go through Heroes stuff again. Heroes was fun. So let's see. Which folder is that in? Give me a minute. Give me a minute. I'm technically challenged in multiple ways. So let me find where I can actually share this. Oh my god. All right. Share screen. There we go. Yay! Also, yay! He's a monster! Super chat for $9.99. Thank you very much. Yay! I wish I had a soundboard that could do funny voices like Jake and do a $10. Should I just do that in person instead of using a soundboard? Would that give me super chats if I was like $10, $2 when I got a super chat? I'll do that. Perfect. There you go. Hopefully that helps. Helps me make money. Thank you very much. He's a monster. Okay. Dun dun dun. Here is my setup for Heroes Con. Yeah, this was fun. Because I was let me make it wider screen. There we go. I really lucked out on this wide setup. Anyway, it must be super chatting on like an iPhone, right? So that's why it takes away 1 cent. Okay, let's $20. $20. Thank you very much. He's a monster. Jesus, it's working. I'm glad my non-soundboard is working. At least it's entertaining to you guys. TC for $10 says $10. Thank you very much, TC. I appreciate it. Oh my, it's like Hyper Wizard is on stream. I know. I have an uncanny talent for voice mimicry. Yeah, little did you know, it was my side career. I was thinking of going into that instead of comics. I'm glad I've been recognized for my hidden talents. There you go. Okay, back to the oh no! I'm never gonna get to my convention pictures. Oh well. I'll use a monster for another $10. I need if only I could do like an echo effect, but I'm not. I can't build that into my voice. But they're much appreciated. Thank you. He's a monster. Thank you very much. Okay, Slavic one says, how long did it take you to this is how you derail with super chats, with money. I can't say I mind. So I very much do appreciate it. Thank you guys. This is a good derailment. Just do the echo yourself. Wait. $10. That was bad. That wasn't like your legit echo at all. Okay. If only I had a super deep, epic, godly voice. I knew someone in college who we called him Xerxes because he was this like 6'5" guy and his voice sounded exactly like Xerxes from 300. So if only I had a voice like that, which would not really match my appearance, but at least I'd be able to read super chats well. we are completely derailed. Okay, all right. TC for $13. Was that better? I tried. Thank you, TC. Show us the hammy. Oh, the hammy trading card. Yes, remind me. Somebody remind me to show the hammy before I go. Ellie, the final morphosis for $2 says, okay, I need to do this with proper voice acting, right? How do I do this? How does Jake's soundboard go again? I can't remember. $2. It was an effort. Did that work? Hopefully it was worth your money. Thank you very much, Ellie. I appreciate it. Someone... Get these pictures. If I had a voice like that, we'd have questions. I'm sure you would. Yeah. Can you change voice with surgery? I bet you definitely can. Because if people could, they would have already done that. He's a monster. Thank you very much. He's a monster for $20. Thank you. Again, thank you. He's supposed to use super chat like 5 times. I appreciate it. Okay. Oh man, I'm gonna kill my voice doing all this. Wait. Now that's money! No, I have to do it in a goofy voice. Now that's money! I can't do a British accent, or I would have tried. But yeah, I really can't. Yes, indeed. Thank you very much. The sound bar is getting better. Reading Get Greedy and do cons. I do some conventions. The thing I've been over this. I do some conventions. I'm doing a limited amount, but listen, they take a lot of time away from drawing, and also it's not like, I mean, it's definitely, I've finally just now gotten to the point where I make good profit at cons. Like, you don't understand. I've been doing this for like 15. I've been doing conventions, oh my god, for 17 or 18 years. That's actually insane. I feel so old, but I'm just now getting to the point where I'm actually making a good profit. But it's because I'm not Paul Thayer. I'm not Project Analysis, and I majored in comics and not marketing, and so I'm kind of terrible at selling things. I'm just now figured it out. But yeah, I just can't afford to do that many cons. But I will try. I'll do the ones that I can. Now that's just crazy. Was that good? Okay, we have to get to the pictures. Okay. All right. Anyways, this is my setup at Heroes. People were saying it's a large table. I definitely lucked out. This is not a normal table. If you see, I'll put my cursor. Hopefully you can see my cursor. Right here, you see where that tablecloth ends? That's where a normal table is supposed to be. So that's like the initial setup. But I lucked out because the table next to me was double booked, so it opened up, and both me and the person 2 tables over, we both got to expand and just take an extra half table for no extra charge. Clearly not something that happens every year. Really got lucky, which is why I have this giant setup. But it works so well. I'm thinking I will, if I can afford it, I would buy 2 tables at every convention from now on, because I'm starting to get to the point where I just have too much stuff, and I don't do that many cons anyway. So if I do a con, I should make it a really good setup and make it worth it, right? Oh, almost missed it. Oh no. He's the monster for, wait, how do I say it? $1. Oh, $1. Okay. $1. How would that go? The There's no like funny way to say it. 99 cents. Thank you very much. He's a monster. I appreciate it. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Oh no. What kind of hell have I invited upon myself? TC for $5. Hmm. Okay. How? This is really hard. I do a pretty good pear impression though. It's really easy. You just do a raspy smoker voice and it sounds like him, right? It kills my throat, but I can do a pretty good pear impression. But I don't know how to do that while including the part about Jake's soundboard. Should I do an echo? Or just do the goofy part. I'll layer the goofy part on top of the raspy smoker voice. Does that work? Okay. Read this in Pear's voice doing Jake's soundboard. Did that work? PC said just do Pear. Then I tried. Hopefully that was sufficient. Thank you for the super chat. He's a monster for another. I'll do this in the pear voice, but Jake's soundboard. It's only right. You've sent so many, and I appreciate it. $10. There you go. Thank you. Please spare my vocal cords. At least with smoker voice is not good for my voice, but don't spare me on the super chat. Super chats are fine. I very much welcome them. Thank you very much. Pear the pirate mating. Yes. Pear sounds more small? I don't know what that means. He does sound very raspy though. Epignosis says not bad. Thank you. I know I'm just a voice acting prodigy. I'm a genius at this. I sound exactly like Pear right now. You should do a contest where all you try to do each other's voice and each person picks a winner. I mean, we would be ridiculous, but yeah, we can do that. Maybe we can do that on the second half some other time. Right. Okay. Oh, I guess so. I'm gonna be honest. I am the opposite of good at voice mimicry, and I'm so bad at anything audio that I can't even recognize voice actors when it comes to animation. So I am actually the opposite of good at this. But when it comes to my friends, I think I can manage it. Yeah. Oh, TC enjoyed it. Rini's Pear is my favorite impression next to Jake's Crimstone voice. Well, I'm glad to hear that. What's Jake's Crimstone voice? I actually don't remember that. I don't know what is Crimstone voice is. I'll have to ask for it next time we're on Creative Block. Okay, anyways, right. I was going to run through HeroesCon photos before we headed out for the night. Okay, so HeroesCon, right. This was my setup. And it turned out really well. Yes, the table looked much bigger. It was much bigger than I normally would have. But I mean, this was just a banger setup. It was so great. And the key was I have a thing for, I like things to be symmetrical, right? So my original plan, hold on, let me zoom out to, wait, I have this picture. It's just Jake there. I didn't even have a picture of myself behind the table. This is our initial setup, and Jake was helping me at the table, and then I took a picture of the setup, and then we immediately expanded it to this. But this was our original plan for the setup, and I wanted these two kind of towers on the side because I have this theory, which isn't really theory, it's true, is to have a really attention grabbing setup on the show floor. You want to go tall, and you see, for people who aren't famous like me, who can't just like show up and like with shit setup and like a sketchbook and notebooks and still make money at a con. I'm not famous. I have to do everything I can to grab people's attention. So it's the big banner, it's height and everything, but it's also clarity of design. So having Fiendish really clear, having the small Fiendish banner right out front. And now that I have multiple Fiendish books, it's much easier to get attention on them. So I have all three of those set out. Excuse me. If I had some big lettering to put on top of the banner in the back, it would have been even better, but that was actually the plan. That's why I printed this banner without lettering on it, because I want to use this banner for multiple years. I want it to last me a while, and I want it to be versatile. So I was thinking I'll figure out a way to attach words to the top of it, and either by printing out boards or something else, or I don't know, but I'll figure it out. And right now the banner itself has no text on it because I printed so many banners, and these things are expensive, where I don't like the text after a while. Or at some shows I want my name to be on there, but at some shows I want a banner with Fiendish on top, right? So it's something that I wanted to be interchangeable. But yeah, it would have been even better if I had a big old Fiendish or my name up top, but at least I did have the tablecloth with my name over there. Oh wait, that was like one of those motion pictures. Here, or I have this tablecloth, which also came in really useful. So at least people knew who I was. So at least there was that. But yeah, the initial setup was this, which was one table. And I think it was pretty good, but being able to expand outwards and spread out the books, because I just have so much material. And the problem with the first setup was I had nowhere to draw, and it felt cramped, because if one person is stopping in front of the table to buy something or to talk, then there's no space for a second or third person to come in and read the books. It felt unwelcoming for multiple people to come to the table and talk and look through all the books, because I had a lot of stuff there, but there also wasn't much space. And this setup, just a half table more, this wasn't even two tables, just a half table more, which is 3 more feet of space, was magical. And honestly, I think that's the perfect amount of space that I need. That allowed for a little space in the middle where I was drawing and people could come up and talk. And I noticed that it didn't feel claustrophobic for the customers either. People could stand to the side and flip through the books. And I had flyers there. Jake had his flyers there as well. We were inviting people to read the books and take the flyers and being proactive with talking to customers. But also at the same time, while people were flipping through all the stuff or looking at the pins, I could sit in the middle and draw and talk to people. And it didn't feel claustrophobic. So yeah, and I actually can draw. No, at the previous setup, like this one, there was no space to draw. I was bent down behind the only way for me to draw this set, which is similar to the one I had at Osaka Comic Con. I was behind the books, like the front row of books in the middle, but then you can't really see the drawing. And people do like seeing artists drawing at the table. That's also something that's welcoming for people walking by to stop and watch, artists drawing. And I couldn't really do that because I had to have the books out front. And yeah, it was a bit of a conundrum. He's a monster says, I don't know why I pulled that up. But yes, I can actually draw. Yes, indeed. The perfect table size. Yeah, no, I think for what I need right now, this is really great. So if I can manage this, I would be very happy. I'd be very happy. Let's see. Now that I've experienced a double table life, I'll never go back to having just one table at cons. Not if I can help it. I mean, con tables aren't cheap, but if I can afford it, I will straight up buy 2 tables. And maybe if someone needs a half table, I can share that table with them. We'll see. We'll figure it out. But I'm planning on, I do Heroes every year. I'm planning on doing Heroes again next year. So this is sort of like the testing ground. So yeah, the next round of conventions, I would love to have this set up again. It was great. Next con, Rini will have a whole island. I'm not rich, but if someone wants to buy me a whole con island, that would be great. Man, I can't even afford an exhibitor dealer's booth. Those things are expensive. Those things are like a couple of grand. It's insane. I don't know how some artists just straight up buy those. I am just an artist alley. I am but a humble artist. When you go double table, you never go back table. Very funny. All the tables, yes. He's the one that strikes again. Okay. Hold on. Okay. I need to prepare my voice. He's a monster for another $5. That was anticlimactic, but thank you very much. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Bancroft says, is Rini saying she needs more, what is that word? Lebensraum? Lebensraum? Lebensraum. Why did I put a T there? Is that table in German? I don't speak German. I don't know what that is. But more table space would be great. If only. Marvel paid for 40 by 40 foot space at New York Comic Con and $30,000? Oh my god! That is fucking insane. Well, it's Marvel, right? It's both worth it for them, and it's Marvel and New York Comic Con. They can afford it, and it's also worth it for them. So yeah. Maybe someday Hellion Arts will get to that level. We will work our way from the ground up, and I'll get to the point where I too, can afford a 40 by 40 foot space at New York Comic Con, and it will all be my demon hunting book. Yes. I mean, never say never. Maybe someday that will be true. Hey! I'll just slowly increase the space that I take up at conventions and be more and more obnoxious. Okay. That would be good. But yeah, no, the great time, absolutely great time. I love the setup. Heroes is always a good show. Again, I'm gonna do my whole Heroes Con pitch, because listen, for those of you who haven't been to Heroes Con and haven't heard the good word, Heroes Con in Charlotte is a show that's hosted and put on by a comic shop local to Charlotte called Heroes Aren't Hard to Find. And I've been going to Heroes since art school. I've been driving up with other students who were also studying sequential art, and I remember we would just crash 6 people to a room and share tables because we were all poor as crap, but we would do the convention and we would table there because it was such a good show. And it's awesome because it's one of the few very comics focused shows left in America. And it's most of the entire show floor is Artist Alley. And I don't know if I have the Artist Alley map here. Maybe I can pull it over. I have, let's see, my little advertising thingamajig, right? I had the map on there. But yeah, it is quite awesome because most of it, I can't find it. So good job. Convention display. I don't know where it is. Okay, anyways, you just have to take my word for it. But most of the show floor is just a giant Artist Alley. It's like, imagine it's like the main show floor, it's like a rectangle, and then there's a little side thing. It's kind of like an L shape, but most of the rectangle is just all Artist Alley, and then there's a tiny strip in the front that's like t-shirts and long boxes, and then all of it is Artist Alley back there. It's all art stuff and like some craft stuff mixed in there, but they have indie creators, they have big name creators, it's all mixed in. And if you go there and you love comics and you love art, that's the place to go, because you can find people that are just starting out, you can find a bunch of famous names and creators who have been in the industry for decades, and they all have tables there. And there's also an art stage, which is, I have only seen Heroes Con have an actual art stage. So there's a stage in one section of the Artist Alley where there's always people drawing art on easels, and you can just walk by and watch. And it's right next to like this booth that sells art supplies as well. So art and comic focused. I love it. So I go every year. I'm a huge supporter of this show. But yeah, anyways, it was especially good this year. Honestly, it was an even more awesome than usual. Heroes Con sounds like so much fun. Yes, it is. It definitely is. Super Mastermind says marketing, learn it, think of it as hobby. Yes, I agree. Yeah, that's something I've been trying to do. That's the reason I brought those flyers. Where am I? I have the flyers that I made. Hold on, let me show you guys. Hold on. Here we go. Okay. So here's another thing that uh I brought to Heroes Con, which are these over here. And if my light can stop glaring on it and making it impossible to see. But yeah, so part of marketing is of course having a good setup and actually actively talking to people, right? So that's something that I definitely have forced myself to do more, and that's part of the reason I noticed at every conventions in Osaka Comic Con we were running into this issue of we weren't able to speak Japanese to the customers walking by. And it was also different from Tokyo Comic Con because I did Tokyo Comic Con before, and people actually wouldn't want you to talk to them too much. It's more of a standoffish culture, I think, and people would want to be left in peace to flip through your books and your prints. But in Osaka, it was, first of all, it was a really good artist alley. Everybody was really talented. So unless you talked and engaged with the customers, they had no reason to stop and look at your stuff unless they already knew your name. But also, I mean, nobody really knew my name in Japan because I'm coming from overseas, and the whole point of me going to Osaka was to introduce my book. But it was a conundrum. I was at an impasse because I don't speak Japanese. I mean, I can like speak baby Japanese, but that's not pitching a book. So what I realized I could do is hold on, let me roll back one more step. I mentioned the story on the creative block, but what happened was we talked to this other creator who was there, who was a also a Westerner, but he didn't speak Japanese, but he was doing really well selling his books. And what he did was he handed out little character sheets, and it wasn't a whole flyer like this, but it was a character sheet just like this. It was in Japanese, and he had descriptions of his characters in Japanese, and he would just hand them out to everybody who walked by, and people would take those little sheets, read them in their own time, and then they would come back and buy the books, right? And on the last day of the con, we did that and sold amazing. So that was one of the things where marketing doesn't come naturally to everyone. It doesn't come naturally to me, but what doing conventions, and it's just like crowdfunding, it's sort of a trial by fire. And I'm so glad I had that learning experience. And there was struggle at first because now that we learned that handing out flyers and engaging in a certain way to customers, because pitching and engaging in customers is an art unto itself. You don't want to be too pushy. You want to be forward and put your work in front of them, but also not constrict them, not suffocate them. So there's a certain art to pitching, and there's a certain art even to designing a flyer like this. But anyways, that's why for Heroes, we expanded what that concept of having a character sheet, and this is my flyer for Fiendish. So I made a whole thing that's folded. There's a story summary about Fiendish. This is basically a revamped character page. This is a page that is already in the comic. So in chapter 2, I have a last time on Fiendish, and then I have character blurbs, and I will have this page in every book, and I'll update it for that chapter. So it's for people to, as the saying goes, every comic is somebody's first comic. So especially because Fiendish is a long form series, if someone does happen to pick up a book in the middle of the series, they need to know what happened before it, right? And hopefully it'll entice them to want to read the previous books. But regardless, the point is they need to know what happened, and this is a format that I already had in the book, so I revamped it for the flyers. to be a more general story summary and have the character profiles here. And then on the inside, I just had all the covers like this because I wanted to be, I know Jake's flyer, he made a similar flyer and he had it at Heroes Con as well for Carnal. And his was, he had an interior page, like the first page of Carnal right here, which is very catchy. He has a very catchy first page that draws you in. I decided that I played around with having a short story sequence, like a sequence of pages printed really small here. But I just decided I didn't have the space for that. So I went for eye-catchy, salesman-ish, look at all the cool covers. Also, chapter 3 is coming soon. And I got a ton of signups at the show. I didn't keep track of how many, but I came home and noticed I had a ton of signups from Heroes Con, and people would say they got this flyer on the first and second day, and or the first day, or they would come back to buy the book. So I got multiple sales out of just handing out these flyers. So this was a really great idea. But yes, marketing doesn't come naturally to me, definitely, but it is it's something I want to learn. And as I said in one of my shorts, if I could go back, I wouldn't do all 4 years of art school. I'd go to marketing school, because when you're an independent artist, and especially when you're doing comics, we're running our own brand, and I would have learned marketing instead. And just, art is something I can work on the side, or I could take some art school classes, and I'm sure I can figure out artistic. There's so many resources for art on YouTube, and for just working on the job. I've learned more artistically on the job than in college, honestly. So if I go back, I learn more about marketing, but it is what it is. And I'm working hard right now because it is important. It's the only way you can succeed as an indie artist. It's not just drawing well and having a good story. You have to do more. Okay. Anyway, spiel over. K-pop Junkie. Hi, K-pop Junkie. Hello. K-pop Junkie said art auction was interesting. They live streamed it this year. Oh, they did. I didn't know that. I didn't go because I was drawing all night. I was drawing until 5 a.m. that day. That was not good. I got 3 hours of sleep, and then I had to get up and go to the con. I don't know how I was alive the next day. But yeah, that was a very bad idea. I forgot to take pre-commissions, and all my commission work got piled into the last day. So Saturday night, I did no socializing. I did not go to the Westin, and I do regret it. It's the one part of the fun of Heroes Con is being able to go to the art auction and go to the Westin and go drink with everybody. Oh right, I forgot to mention. At Heroes Con, they, after the show on Saturdays, they host an art auction in the Westin, which is a hotel that's right next to the convention center. And the anybody can enter art, and they hold this auction on stage, and all the proceeds go to supporting the show. But yeah. Did I ever do the drink and draw auction event at Heroes? No. Some people I knew from college did that, but no, I've never entered the art auctions or the drink and draw events at Heroes. I don't know why. I really should. I should, because it supports the show and the comic shop. But no, I have never done that. Maybe next year I will. Yeah, I should have just put up some of my art pieces, because I've been drawing some more superhero girls for convention samples. Yeah, maybe next year I'll do that. Hutzel, hello, hi, how are you? Hope you're doing well. Let's see. Talking to people takes time. Yeah, media to hand out should do it all. Yes, that helps. Yeah, that definitely, just being able to be approachable and hand the media out, that's the first step, right? I enjoy that much more than, so at New York Comic Con last year, I didn't have any flyers. It was just purely pitching and doing the same pitch over and over and acting like I was annoyed at my own voice saying the same thing. But I had to do it. I did really well at New York Comic Con last year, but it got to be a lot. And I don't know how some people do it. I mean, again, some people are just naturals at it, but I much prefer just having a flyer to hand out to people. Oh my God. Sunday is the big day at most shows. Yes, Saturday or Sunday, it depends on the show. But yeah, uh, that's smart as fuck. Great Geek Hazu says, I assume, speaking of the that's the flyers. Yes, not my idea. I originally got it from this other artist at Osaka Comic Con. Creator. He wasn't an artist. He was a writer of a. He was a Westerner who was writing a series that he also had translated. He wanted to bring to Japan. So it was really cool seeing other people doing the same thing. But yeah, not my idea. But I'm going to. I appreciate that he shared that tip, and I'm going to build on it. And I'm actually thinking, instead of just these flyers, I can maybe make booklets, because these are cheap to make, and I'm willing to sink the money. You have to spend money to make money, and I'm willing to sink some extra cash into making straight up booklets or even mini comics. We'll see, and having that as a free handout, because that's memorable. And the more high quality the handout is, the less likely people are going to throw it away, and the more likely they are going to flip through it and actually look at it. So I think stuff like this is completely worth it, and it's been proven because it has resulted in sales. A card is put into a pocket. Yeah. So I don't have any on me. The cards I printed at Osaka Comic Con, I printed those on, well, some were just like paper flyers, but because I was in a rush, I had to just print them at like a 7-Eleven, which, by the way, 7-Elevens and convenience stores in Asia, you can print and scan and fax stuff, and you can even print things on photo paper. It's really nice. Convenience stores in Asia are magical. But yeah, I printed some of the little handouts on large photo paper, which was really nice. It was like these big gloss thick sheets. Those are really nice. So if I can do more of those, or have even a booklet that's printed on nice paper, that would be completely worth it. That would be worth it. Yeah, people came back at Heroes after checking out their lore handouts. Yes, they absolutely did. It's great having. Yeah, it is indeed. It is indeed. Okay, let me get caught up on chat. I'm so far behind. Oh my god. Ah! Okay. Okay, let me go back to. Shall I continue? With how do I get out of this layout? Ah! There you go. I was sharing the actual convention pictures. Booklets that are like character info sheets and things like that are fun to have with a comic series. Yeah. I do think it would be worth it to straight up make a small booklet that is nicely printed, because these flyers, the flyers at Osaka were like a last minute rush printed thing that I did the day, like, after the con had already started, right? And this was a little more well thought out, but this was also more of a proof of concept. Phil printed these. We just got Phil to print them and bring them from Chicago. But yeah, next time I think I want to just continue to expand on this idea and make booklets with more info, with small snippets of actual pages in it. There's a lot you can do, and I don't think there is just one way of making a flyer like this. I think every series has its own character and its own style, and you can think of how to best present a little booklet or flyer like this that suits your project. So anyways, marketing is very, it's challenging, but it is also fun, right? It's exciting when you figure it out finally, especially it's like you bang your head against one and you finally figure it out, and it's completely worth it. All the hard work is worth it. Hey Ollie, hello, Ollie from 656. Yo, what's up? Here you go. Okay, I don't have, let's see, what else do I have to show from Heroes? Here is our picture at the Creative Block 100th episode show that was done in a hotel room. We were all in person together. That was loads of fun. If you guys haven't seen it, go watch it on Jake's channel. You will notice that the actual video quality is nowhere near as good as his picture, and that is because Jake decided to set up the stream on this little 90s style. Well, it's not a 90s, it's like an early 2000s video cam. That right there. That is the camera we were streaming from, but it was both funny because it was so potato, but also kind of genius because I didn't even know you could hook up an old camera like that to a modern computer and use it as a webcam. But yes, that's what happened. That's what we did. It wasn't a filter. It wasn't a filter. I know it looks like a filter. It wasn't a filter. It was straight up. We were streaming from this camera. It was kind of great, and that's why you could see like the numbers. You can even see the flashing icons on it on the side like the old cameras do. That was straight from the camera. It was great. Comics Legend was the winner of the giveaway. Yeah! Yes, we were doing a giveaway for one of the prints from that we did. Here's gone the one that I just showed you of all our characters: Salome, Jazz, Truffles, and Ragna. And those are numbered 1 to 50, so those are super limited. And Comics Legend won one of them, so congratulations! And you will receive your prize very soon. Very soon. 400 lines of pure quality. Yes, it was definitely potato camp, but it was fun. It was fun. All right, there we go. Somebody said Pear looks photoshopped in. I think both him and Phil look photoshopped in. I think they were trying to not block the TV screen, but they're just like, they wouldn't lean in for the picture, and we had to get started on the show, so I was just like, whatever. But anyways, it's kind of a jank photo. Whatever. There's also us on the show floor all together, the creative block. Yay! And this is an Angel Woman that I did for Griever, and I'm very, very proud of that. So thank you for that right there. Should I show the piece? I've shown it on Creative Block, but here's the actual drawing. There you go. Angel Woman. I don't play Digimon. I don't know anything about Digimon, but I've heard of the character. I didn't even know how it was spelled. So it's spelled Angel Woman, no L. It's not Angel Woman. It's Angel Woman. But anyways, this is one of the commissions I did at Heroes Con. So there you go. Rini hiding her please help me face. Only a little bit. Only a little bit. TA, thank you. I put my all into this piece. It is definitely more detailed than I make most convention sketches, but the thing is, well, this is clearly not a convention sketch. This is straight up like, this thing can be in an art book, but that was the point, because I want this to be in that Sexy Fantasy Girls art book. So I made it extra nice. I usually don't go all out and make convention commissions this finished and polished and the line so clean, but I really wanted this to look extra great, and I want this to be colored and in that art book eventually. So I think Jake should be coloring this one, and maybe I'll do a companion. Apparently there's like a dark version of Angel Woman, so I'll do a dark version of her, that whatever it's called, and then we can have these two pieces and it'll be part of the art book. So that should be fun. Heft. Hey, yes. Yes, indeed. Hey, listen. There's certain things that, I mean, you guys should have noticed that are part of a usual signature of my work. Not always, but usually, and among them are heft, because I for one embrace the female form. I think there's nothing wrong at all with that, and fuck the prudes. This is another commission I did. I want to shout out my appreciation for everyone who asked for a commission at HeroesCon, because I got great requests. Like, all of these requests were awesome. They were all, I love drawing my angry warrior women and deadly fantasy women, and that's all the requests that I got at Heroes. So I did the Angel Woman, and this is Angela. I'm not even sure what universe is she technically from, because I didn't even know of the character until I was requested, or until this commission was requested. But she looks super cool. and Viking-ish and all that, obviously, which is right down my alley. So much appreciated that I got these requests. And then there's also this. I really like drawing magic. And you guys know that I'm not a big superhero person. I read manga. I read manga and fantasy. But I think magic is so manga and fantasy-ish. That's just her aesthetic. She kind of feels more like a manga and fantasy character than a superhero character, so I actually legit really like her. And this is her dark child form. I thought of pushing it a little further and making her more demonic, because I know her some versions of her dark child form can be more crazy, but this is actually a companion piece to another normal version of her that I drew last year for the same guy. So he wanted a dark child version of her that mirrored the normal version that could go side by side. So I thought I want to keep the same pose and the same general face shape and everything. But yeah, still had a lot of fun. And yeah, I really like drawing magic. In case you guys haven't noticed, I've drawn a lot of that. Super Mastermind says, no cat girls, they sell stuff. Okay, hold on. What's funny enough that you mentioned that, because hello, I do have this. This has not sold yet. I have had this up at multiple conventions and has not sold. So, I mean, maybe it's helped me sell things. Maybe this has beckoned in wealth for me. But yes, I did have this cat girl up. I drew this in Osaka and I had it on display as heroes. I like doing these little sample pieces and having them at shows just as like examples of original art to show people that I take commissions and I can draw commissions. Oh, by the way, this is on something called a shikishi board, which if you look on the back, I'm not going to bend it, but it's an actual it's like art paper glued onto cardboard, and there's a golden trim around it. And these boards are a common thing for just like small watercolor pieces or small calligraphy pieces. I'm not sure on the origin of them because it's a Japanese thing, but I would guess that it's a calligraphy. It started out as a calligraphy thing, but every Japanese convention I've been to, people also do commissions, like convention commissions on these boards. And this is actually a board that is produced by Copic. So it's meant to take Copics and really nice and take ink well, and it takes ink just like Bristol. It's very nice to draw on. But yeah, I bought a bunch of these when I was in Japan and actually really enjoyed drawing on them. And I'm thinking of doing commissions on them. I want to offer commissions on these shikishi boards, but I'm afraid people don't even know what they are. So even if I say, hey, I can draw your commission on Bristol or a shikishi board, and people will be like, what the fuck is that? But yeah, I have a bunch of these, and I'm willing to draw on them if you guys want something that's on these cool little boards. Fun fact, hold on, let me show you guys something. I have this. Da, da, da. Look! This, I have this shikishi board from New York Comic Con last year. This is signed. It's not original art, it's printed. Which I didn't even know you could print on shikishi board, but apparently you can. And I mean, this is produced by Kodansha, so they have the resources, and I'm sure they figured out a way to do it. But yeah, this is signed by Makoto Yukimura, the creator of Vinland Saga. So he did an event. There was a Kodansha pop-up event in New York, the same time as New York Comic Con last year. And I was lucky enough to go, and everybody who went got the chance to get this signed shikishi board from Mr. Yukimura, and he even has a 2 Irene on it. So this is a cherished item of mine. And anyways, this is also on a shikishi board. So yeah, it is a very common thing in Japan. A prized item of mine. There you go. That's what's hanging there in the background. I do have a photo with him. Yes, I even gave him. So he has the first versions of the Japanese edition. So I only had Fiendish 1 and 2 translated at the time, but I actually printed I only printed, I think, 10 of them. I just did a tiny print job through Mixam, and I printed these volumes of just Fiendish 1 and 2 together in one book, and it was the OG Japanese edition. Yeah, that's what it was, and I gave him a couple of copies because we all got to line up and go get a signature from him. And I mean, I didn't know if I could give any gifts, but I saw other people giving some stuff, and I was like, it's just comics, like, better better just bring them there and see if they stop me. So I brought a couple of comics, and there was a translator, and I told him that his comic is a great inspiration, and I handed him a couple copies of Fiendish. I don't even know if he read it. They're probably like, this is weird. What is this? This is like some Viking but non-Viking-ish comic book with weird demons. But anyways, I did do that, and I was very grateful that I got to do that. But yeah, I did get a picture. Slavic one says, nice! Yay! Yes. VNet Fast says, I have no enemies. Ah. It's such a good series. It's ending. I think it's ending soon. The last chapter is coming out soon, right? I've held off on reading the last chapters or getting caught up. I'm quite behind actually on getting caught up on the series because just like Berserk, I want to be able to just read the whole thing all the way to the end at once. But yes, Vinland Saga is very, very good. John Snowden says, don't tell Shelby that I got a signature from Makoto Yukimura. Why? Does he like Vinland Saga too? I didn't know that. I thought I was the only person that was a giant weeb. Besides from Phil and Trigun. Money cat girl with a gold trim. Maybe that's what was bringing in the money at conventions. I need to keep her around so I can bring her to all the cons from now on. Yeah. Life-size cardboard stand-ups? Stand-ups? What? That was when Vaughn was passed out drunk in his cloud costume? I don't know if that happened. He does have a cloud costume, though. No comment. No, I mean, New York Comic Con was so much fun. Oh, such a good show. Is there any mention how many chapters Berserk has left? I'm not clear on it. No. I follow some accounts that update on Berserk, but I can't remember off the top of my head. Yeah. If Shelby figures out that there are more art supplies, he will buy them all. You can buy Shikishi boards. Actually, I'm not sure. They're really hard to find in America. I think you can get one type of Shikishi board on just Amazon, but they're so expensive. And it's not the good Copic ones. I actually don't know where you would get the good art Shikishi boards in America. So yeah, I'll show you guys. Got a whole box of them. Look. Here's a bunch of Shikishi, a bunch of different sizes. I have little tiny, these are like card size ones. These little square ones are kind of cool. They're like mini doodle size. And the big square ones, that's the one that the cat girl was on. So I've got a bunch of different sizes as well, a big stack of them. So I like working on them. I just don't really know how to offer them, Oh yeah. Also, this is a free run that I did. Behold. Hey. But it has been claimed, so nobody else can have it. Where's the... I also have a Scarlet Witch somewhere. I forgot. Never mind. Oh wait, it's over here. Here you go. This is another one. Hey. Had a lot of people ask me what character this was. Apparently, I don't draw Scarlet Witch looking like Scarlet Witch, but yeah, there you go. This hasn't sold yet either, but yeah, this is one of the mini ones, and it's shaded with Copic. So there you go. Hey, Hey Daniel, what's up? Thanks for being here. Travis snagged the Yomi piece. I drew a Yomi little card and he took that one. So da da da. But yeah, okay. You can limit the pyrography and offer smaller size sketches on those boards as a campaign tier. Could do. That's a really good idea because I have a lot of this size specifically. I'll think more about it. It's not like I only have 3 weeks left to finish everything and make all these decisions. Holy shit. But yeah. Oh man, I'm so fucked. But yeah. I could offer these as a in one of the tiers on Fiendish 3 as an original art item. Whew. It's 2 a.m. Gosh, it is. You guys have successfully stopped me from ending the stream for quite the long time. It's a yes, that hold on. Who just posted the actual prices? A 10-pack is $65. Oh my god. That is so much. Yeah, they're not that. They're not cheap. It's not like just a sheet of Bristol board, right? But I think they're $2 or $3 if I'm converting correctly from Japanese yen. And yeah, there's no way of buying those boards cheaply in America, especially the good ones, because those are, again, I got the Copic ones that are actually good to draw on. No! Okay. I'm going to eventually end the stream. All right, I need to actually go to sleep and get work done. I just need to make sure I actually covered everything. But hold on. Let's see. How much is a board? $5. I think it's a little less than that. So $3 to $5. But yeah. Okay. Does the oven mitt have anything? No, it doesn't. Okay, no, I have to end the stream. No. Hold on. Let me take care of something. Okay, I do have to eventually actually leave. Don't tempt me with any more Pathfinder talk or freaking requests to show original art because I have a lot. But this stream will never end if I have to go off on Pathfinder or show more original art, okay? But if you want to super chat and have me do silly voices, that is always welcome. I'm always down for that. Thank you very much. Yes. No, okay. Hold on. I need to go get the hammy. What should I do? I need to go and snatch it. So I will play. Okay, don't go anywhere. I'm gonna play the Fiendish trailer. And then I will be right back. Okay, bye. Hello, I'm here. I had gotten the hammy and then I immediately came back to my table and started knocking things over. Hold on. Okay. Oh my god. All right, cool. Everything's fine. Okay. Right here. Are you guys ready for this adorable hammy? Oh wait. No. Before we do the hammy. What is this in reference to? Hold on. Daniel, for that, you're in South Africa, right? Is that South African money? 140 South African money. I don't know what the unit of currency is called. I'm very sorry. Daniel says, ending when I just came here. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I've already been going for 3 hours, and it's already. I'm trying to limit myself to not do another 5-hour, 7-hour stream like I used to in ye olden days. But I will be streaming more, guys. I promise. I promise. I need to update you guys on the progress of the book. So I'll be doing that, and all through, not just during the campaign, but during the production, I'm going to get back into streaming. But yeah, thank you for being here. Thank you for the super chat. Just kidding. Have a good rest. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Sleeping is much better in the air conditioned room. Yes, it is. My bank account doesn't agree, but my sanity does. So there you go. Okay, well, I have to pull up the Cardinal sign up because that's what this. Let me pull up that sign up page again. Because what is the point of showing the hammy if I'm not doing a proper promotional thing? If I'm not being a proper marketer, all right. So let's present, share screen. There you go. Thank you for the links, Alex. Alex with all the links as usual. And I will pull that up. There you go. All right. This is the newest sign up for Cardinal the Barbarian on Kickstarter. This is a Kickstarter campaign for Cardinal 1, and with a new cover that's by Kion Aoki, who I think he's done covers for Common America. He's really good. Look at that cover. Look at that TNA. It's beautiful. You guys want it. And I did a cover for this book as well. Of course, the book is drawn and written and created, and everything in it is made by fellow creative blocker Jake. And but I have a cover on it, and now this Kickstarter campaign has a brand new variant cover by Kion Aoki. So go check it out if you like raunchy, sexy. What the fuck is sexy? Raunchy, sexy fantasy comedy. Then this is the book for you. And if you sign up, you get you get this Hemi card. Oh yeah, look. This Hammy card will be all yours for free. And the other Cardinal campaign on Indiegogo has a hedgehog card, which it wasn't originally drawn for the campaign, but I guess Jake decided to just put it on the campaign, and now this one is the Hammy companion card for the Kickstarter. So if you would like to also collect ridiculously, disgustingly cute trading cards that have nothing to do with the campaign at hand, but are drawn by me and will be beautifully colored, of course, then go sign up right now for Cardinal Barbarian on Kickstarter. There you go. Colton says, reminds me of Hamtaro. I'm glad. Hamtaro is awesome. That means I've done my job, and it's very cute. I'm not even kidding. Half of my Twitter is art, current events, and just like hamster accounts. Like I follow this account called Tweets of Hamster, and that is not correct English. It is run by a Japanese person, but it is the cutest thing as ever. Colton says girls like cute things. Yes, I am a girl. Did you guys know I'm a girl? I like cute things, and it's kind of a problem, but I am shameless about it. Yeah, I follow accounts that post hamsters and bunnies and guinea pigs, and then it's art, like demonic, weird looking art stuff, and then cute hamsters. That's my whole Twitter feed. But yeah. Marie has a disgustingly cute animals book coming soon. Yeah, maybe that'll be my next art book, or that's my next comic project after Fiendish. I'm done with the demons. I'm just gonna draw all the disgustingly cute things ever, and that will be the next world that I build. Something like Hamtaro. Okay. Let's see. One and corgis. Oh my god, yes. I might have a problem. If only I could have pets. I move around too much to have pets. Like you guys don't understand. I moved 13, 14 times in my lifetime. I've always just either lived somewhere I can't have pets, or I move too much. So My life is suffering because I can't have all the cute animals that I want. But yeah, you know what, if I had the house of my dreams and I could have all the pets that I wanted, I was properly settled, I would just have basically a petting zoo at home with like snow leopards and hamsters and chinchillas and 50 million corgis. Yeah. Oh no. Alice said he misses his corgi. I'm sorry. I don't want to make people sad. I do love corgis though. They're so adorable. Okay. One last round of promotion, guys, because I do have to go to sleep. But you know what? I want to pull up some other people's campaigns as well. But I don't have these links ready because I'm bad at this and I'm a terrible friend, but just give me a second so I can make sure I have everybody covered. Let's see. Is Hotel Story 2 live? It's not live yet, is it? Because Narwhal likes to stealth launch stuff. And if it's already live, then I'm going to be very mad. No, it's not. He has his original art campaign, right? So I'm going to pull that up if I can freaking find it. Hey, there we go. Okay, Vatican City original art campaign. All right, I'll show that as well. All right, but before that, dun, 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 dun. No, not that. There. Woo! All right. Fiendish Chapter 3. Yay! This is the sign-up page for Fiendish Chapter 3. And this will be launching towards the end of this month. It will be basically after I'm back from Florida SuperCon. A few days after, it'll be towards the end of the month. That's like there's just a week left after that. But that is the plan, is to have this launch and ready to go at the end of July. So if you would like to be notified of this launch, and more importantly, if you would like an exclusive trading card that you can only get via a secret perk link if you sign up through this Indiegogo page, not if you're signed up on the website, if you sign up on this Indiegogo page, then you can get a secret perk link because it's an Indiegogo exclusive. It's not just something for everybody on the Fiendish email list. So I apologize. It's an extra step if you're already on this Fiendish email list, but just go sign up on this sign up page right here, and then you'll get that secret perk. I'm working hard on the campaign planning. I have artwork to finish, but we're very close to launching. I'm very excited. This is going to be an amazing continuation to the Fiendish series. You guys are going to freaking love this book. I'm so proud of it. You don't understand. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for this book and book 4 and book 5. There's so many reveals and gut punches coming. So I want to show you guys. And you won't want to miss out on this launch as well. So stay tuned. I'll be announcing more and showing more art and all that stuff. Okay. So there you go. Go sign up. Oh, I should scroll down and show some pages too. Look! I have some color pages as well. Nick has been working hard. Nick, my colorist, has been turning in colored pages. So I have a good chunk of the preview section that I want to have live already colored. And here's some sneak peeks at the colored interior pages. So there you go. It's gonna hopefully you will love the campaign. I'll do my best and hope you guys look forward to that. And then also related to Fiendish, as I mentioned earlier, let's go back to the main page. Fiendish is on Global Comics as GC Toons, which is a vertical format that is more compatible with mobile reading, and it is currently being released in short snippets in episode form on Global Comics and is completely for free. New episodes release every Monday, and it will be ongoing until it's caught up with the material that I have right now that I'm producing for Fiendish 3. Right now, we're just adapting Fiendish 1, but I'm assuming Fiendish 1, 2, and 2.5, the whole series, the plan is to continue adapting it into this vertical format. And right now you can revisit it for free, or if you haven't read any of the Fiendish books, if you're completely new, first of all, welcome, but you can check out the story in this format. It's not the same as having the physical books, of course. I think that's the best experience because it's meant to be read in a book form, but you can still get a look at the story and get a feel for how this project is, what it's meant to be, and get to know the characters. So you can go read it right here on Global Comics through GC Tunes. So go check that out. That's I'm very proud of this. I think it's great. It's I'm all about branching out to different formats. So go take a look at that. And next, we already pulled up Carnal Kickstarter launching very soon. Launching on the 10th, right? Is that right, Jake? Jake's saying in chat if it's right. Launching on the 10th, right? So you can go sign up right now. Daniel says, sweet. Alex is gut punches. Oh no, she kills off Yomi. Oh my. Alex is reading my mind. Whatever shall I do? I'm going to kill off everybody. Colton says, are those MA comics? I don't know what that means. What does MA comics mean? Super Mastermind said, would you ever consider paid ads for other comics in your books? I don't think in my books, but I don't know. I'm open to doing crossovers and cross-promotional events. We're already planning something like that for the Creative Block. We're going to be doing a trading card kind of thingy-majig. I don't know how much has been revealed, so I don't want to say too much. But I don't think I would that's a no. No, I don't think I want to have a paid ad in my book because I want my books to be just Fiendish. I don't even advertise my other work in Fiendish, right? Fiendish is supposed to be an immersive experience that's only about this series, but as for other items that go with the campaign that are collaborations, that's fine. I'm open to that. Oh, mature adult? Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, there's it's not like Berserk level, but there's some nudity and it's pretty bloody. So Fiendish is fairly I would say it's mature adult. It's not like constant gore and stuff, but like when fights happen, it gets graphic. So I always tell people I would say 15 and up ish, right? Depending on the person, like parental advisory. Take a look before I show it to your kids, kind of thing. That's what I would advise. But yes, Kickstarter for Carnal the Barbarian. You know what is not actually mature adult? Well, what's really funny is maybe the language in Carnal makes it mature adult, but like there's no actual nudity. This is not like a porno book. I know this is it's the general vibe of Carnal is titty fantasy book, but there is no actual nudity in it. So technically, just like Goblin Girl, Carnal the Barbarian is PG-13 technically because there's nothing showing. But yeah, fun fact. So go sign up for this. It is launching on the 10th. And then also, go check this out. This is Pear's Vatican City original art pages campaign. This was such a good idea. I'm really glad this panned out for him. Look at how much he's made on it. $10,000. Holy shit. I'm so happy for him. This is awesome. Vatican City has been an amazing series. I'm so glad he got that opportunity. But yeah, and he's making a good chunk of cash off this original art as well. And look how cool the original art looks. And for as long as I've known Pear, he's been a digital artist, right? And this is the first time I've seen him do anything in do a comic series with traditional media, and it turned out so great. So there's so much of it. There's so much of it. He's providing a nice price range. You can get original art for these sketches, this development work for just $250, and then of course some really awesome spread pages are like $1,000. But yeah, look at all of this. The layouts are so good. It's so clear. But go check it out. And if you're an original art collector, I'm sure you're going to love this. Throw some shekels at Para. This is a long time coming. He's almost sold out of Vatican City. Oh. And you can buy the books. Very awesome. Hold on. $10,000. Was that good? Was that good enough? That was a super chat, but I had to do the silly voice because, you know, it was only right. It's only right. Okay. Now, oh yes, thank you for pulling that up. Dark Moon Saga by Michael Rushbrook. Everybody go check. I'm gonna pull that up as well. Give me a second. darkmooncomic.com. Yeah, gotta show that. So here we go. This is the creator-owned project by Michael Rushbrook. Michael Rushbrook is the artist on Fiendish 2.5. He is my go-to artist for the bonus books on Fiendish, the 0.5 stories for Fiendish, and he does amazing work. And this is his creator-owned project. So if you would like to stay up to date and you'd like to find out more about this and be notified when it finally comes out, go sign up right here. Yeah, it's awesome. He just did a one-shot called Phantoms. That I think he said he might expand it, but right now it was a one-volume comic, kind of proof of ability sort of book that he brought to Heroes, and it looked amazing. So if you would like to see more work from him, if you like Fiendish 2.5, then you're going to like this. So go sign up for Dark Moon Saga. And also, I've been saying that a lot. Go by zadecomics.com to check out Phil and Brandon and everything that is produced by them. Phil and Brandon's website and all of their comics. There you go. And sign up for their email list as well, because they produce 5 million bajillion gazillion comics, and they have so many comic series, and I can't even keep up with them all. They're super productive, but yes, make sure you check out the awesome Diaz Bros crafted Zade Comics website. There's a sign up the Zade shop. There's prints and originals, books, and book pre-orders. Amazing. Thank you very much for the links, Alex. Much appreciated. And last but not least, I want to pull up Wrecked, which is the series by Down Goes Solo, and I did the cover on this. I mentioned it earlier, but I have a cover on here. I mean, look at all this original art. This so the interior art. The interior art is by C. Thomas Anderson, and he has a series on Global Comics as well. He has, I'm blanking on the title, but I just realized he has something that's being released through Verticals on Global Comics. But I think his art, he's got this kind of half Western, half manga art style, which of course I love because that's kind of what I go for. And look at all the shading and the detail. It's really detailed and emotive, and I think it looks great. And this book should definitely be funding a lot more. But like, look at all that hatching. But yeah, it's a dark fantasy book about that focuses on Gertrude, the spear woman on a journey of revenge. So basically, if you like Fiendish and if you like dark fantasy, I think you would enjoy this. I've seen some of the Travis made a side book that had it featured all these different races in his book as well. There's like the six-eyed demon lady. There's a lot of original fantasy stuff to explore. It's just the kind of thing that I like to dig my teeth into. So go check it out. And also, this is my cover for it. That's Gertrude standing on a pile of dead bodies, as she should, as is correct. This is my kind of thing to draw. I very much enjoy it. But yes, if you like the look of this and you like this cover, then definitely go back this. Oh my gosh. How could I? There's just too much. Oh no, I want everybody's books to be promoted. There's too much to do. Okay. Thank you for the links, Romy. I have to pull Lucent as well. How could I not? The Lucent comic. Yes. Of course, I must also do that because it is funding right now. Yeah, the Lucent Fractured Mind. A 36-page action-packed prequel set 6 months before the Lucent Waking Dream. Amazing. Written by Michael Bancroft with art by Rod Looper. So this is sort of a 0.5 series ish sort of thing, but of course this is Michael's version of that. He's writing it. He has Rod Looper drawing it, and I've been watching the art kind of slowly be revealed over months now, and it looks amazing as well. Look at these. I love one of the things I really like about the Lucent is the color scheme. And that's not surprising because Michael is a pro at coloring. He really understands color. He's very technical, and you'd be surprised at how technical comic coloring is. It's very much a you could if you know the numbers and the math, you could kind of do a good job. It's shockingly technically minded. But anyways, the color scheme on this the red and the green, the regular every Lucent book seems to have its own color scheme, and then of course there's the kind of dark teal and yellow-ish, orange-ish color scheme of the Lucent, but I like that this book has a slight variation on that theme, but I don't know if this is going to be a something that's carried over through all of the smaller these side books. I don't know if side books is a correct term for it, but yeah, that would be very interesting. But again, it looks amazing. Go check it out. Right here on lucentcomic.com, the Lucent Fracture in Mind. And I'm sure people are posting links. Thank you very much. There you go. If you hate nipples, Bancroft is your guy. There you go. All right, railing it back in from all the boobs and all the not safe for work stuff that I've been showing, and my campaigns and stuff. Yes, if you hate all of that, then Bancroft's books are for you. Yeah, this is for the classy, educated man. Is that's what the Lucent is for. Though I mean, I joke, but I'm also not. I do feel like the Lucent is for smart people, and sometimes I just feel like I'm too stupid to really understand it. But it's very interesting. If you like mysteries, then this is the series for you too. Snarky for $2 is Background's cover of Mighty Golden Patriot. Yeah, that too. Back Mighty Golden Patriot. I'm just gonna pull up every single campaign. We're just gonna be here all night. Okay, where do I find that? Mighty Golden Patriot. Let's see. Is this where you back it, or you just add it to the cart? Is this where it is? There you go. Oh, but yeah, my cover is on here. There's my cover, so go back this as well. It's on Ripascent. So thank you for that. Much appreciated, the shout out. Snarky says I bought it, and so should you. There you go. Okay. Thank you very much. And circling back around to Fiendish Chapter 3 sign up. All right. I think that's it. Is there any more promotion I need to do? I think I'm done. Okay, I'm going to cut it off right there because that's a ton of promotion, and I'm going to call it a night because I am exhausted. 30 minutes later. No. Okay, this is over. Okay. Whew. Thank you guys very much for joining me today. I can't lie. I was a little nervous because I hadn't streamed in so long, but I'm glad that you guys all got me into talking about Fiendish and Pathfinder. So that is definitely my my wheelhouse, and I can talk about that stuff forever. So it wasn't as awkward as I thought. Maybe a little awkward, but not as awkward as I was afraid it would be. So I appreciate that all of you are here. I know it's really late for some of you. It's definitely late for me. It's 2:30 a.m. and my God, I need to go get some sleep so I can actually draw pages tomorrow. But yes, it is. I'm glad that I bit the bullet and finally came back to streaming. I'll be doing this much more. So look out for more streams. I'll be updating you guys on progress on Fiendish 3. Of course, I'll see you on Creative Block this week. It'll be on Pear's channel, and I won't have any like set streaming schedule, but I'll just be doing more of these update and hangout streams whenever I can. Maybe a draw stream, who knows? But follow me on Twitter to stay updated because I announce on my streams and any updates on there as well. And definitely make sure you follow me on there so you don't miss out on the actual launch. And of course, if you're on the email list, you'll not miss out on the launch as well. So make sure you're signed up for that. Barb Rogers, Miss Stoller Terror gifted 5 memberships. Thank you. Thank you very much. I very much appreciate it. Cardboard character stand-ups for like a convention table? Maybe it would work for Ragna because like you want a hot attractive character, right? Some like a your sexiest character to make a cardboard stand-up of. I bet that would work. So I could just put it there in the middle of the booth instead of me, so I could be hiding behind it drawing, and I won't have to talk to people, and I can just have like a robot handing flyers to people. That's my dream of a good convention experience. If I could just hide behind the table and just have like a cardboard cutout of Ragna just handing out flyers. There you go. That can work, right? That can actually happen. No, I don't play video games. Okay. Yes. I will see you guys on the creative block. And till next time. Bye-bye. Bye. What should I play as an outro? I think I'll just outro. Okay, found it. Okay.